Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 35 of the Blrd podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dark Side.
Yo.
And myself, the Ed Underground, Bay. How you guys doing? Boom.
Doing well.
All right, well.
I was doing better.
We're talking about siblings.
Yeah. Well, let's not start that. Let's not start that. No.
That's for later.
Yeah. That's for a much
Off
later.
stream.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
You
for
know,
off
I
stream.
just can't take what's in my mind then.
Wait,
I'll
what?
treasure those memories forever.
It's about moving day memories.
Huh?
It's about moving day memories.
Oh, no, that's for you.
Oh, okay. Those are
I'm
my
talking
memories,
about the
yes.
time when I found out that it had a sister.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, guys. This is actually February. The month of love, and
Mhm.
there are definitely some sparks going around, and Ed does have several family members that several people on this podcast are very infatuated with.
And it will never happen, but go on.
That's what he says, but it may have already happened, and who are we to stop love from occurring?
After a long move.
Yeah, after a long sweaty move, you never know. But no, I'm doing good, man. Chill week, work and more work. Nothing much. I'm looking forward to this podcast, this episode. A lot of big stuff to talk about. What about you guys?
Sure are.
What about you guys? How was your week?
Gigantic subjects.
What?
Smooth.
Real smooth.
No, yeah, guy, just chilling.
All right, I guess we all chilled. Yeah,
I guess we're all
chilled.
chilling.
Nothing else? You guys had nothing going on?
Oh, I'm working now.
No, nothing
Finally.
really. Just working and watching.
Okay. All right.
fucking
It was a
Boba
down week
Fett.
for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
there's I did for I'm not gonna lie, I've been really kind of hype about something that we don't talk about on the podcast. And we do sometimes, but anime specifically. Attack on Titan.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was Sneaker
Secret-
Corner
yeah, you
again.
thought Secret Corner.
Well, stop.
Actually,
You
why
gotta
you trying-
give us some warning there.
why are you so against Sneaker Corner? I thought that you
I'm
liked
not.
Sneaker. I thought you said
I'm
you
not.
had
I just want a
insomnia.
little warning is all I'm saying.
I thought you had insomnia, and
Look, I think the audience has earned a little bit of a disclaimer, or
Because
we
they're
can go out,
driving.
you can get up.
You're off
You
the
guys could
roll.
just
like holy
this
shit.
is a
Sneaker
good time
Corner!
to Sneaker Corner. It's a good time to go out and get some snacks, or relieve yourself, or just come back when you
Just fast forward right through this part.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's not. No Sneaker Corner this time. I do have some
okay.
cool shoes, but I'll save that for a more hyped reveal.
Right on.
But what I was talking about is Attack of Titan. So Attack of Titan is on its final season, and as I think I mentioned on the podcast before, I'm big on reading mangas, and I like the book, the the written portion of it, because I feel like it's a lot more. I don't say not original, but you can be able to see it first and foremost before it's animated, and I think that's just something special. So I've read all of Attack on Titan, and now we get to see the final season, and it is amazing. I am not gonna lie. This is one of those rare instances where I would tell somebody to watch the anime instead of reading the manga. The animation is on point. I'm usually not one for the cell shaded kind of animation that they do sometimes. I usually hate it. I
What
know,
about Appleseed?
like Appleseed. That's
Appleseed was too early though.
yeah. It was
Yeah, that was
early.
really-
I really
kind
like
of,
that style that Appleseed had.
I would say
You know what's
it's
You know what?
something
Have you
like,
seen the new Berserk?
Yeah, it's like
The new.
Oh yeah, it has that weird effect over it, like film grain.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that weird look, and it's like I watched the new Berserks and the arcs that they did. It's cool, you get used to it, but it's not my preferred. I would rather the older animation that they
Same.
did.
Same.
It just feels more animated, more
Traditional.
fluid. Yeah, traditional.
Yeah.
But with Attack on Titan, they do a really good job of mixing it too, where like the Titans will have that cell shaded look, and then like the regular people will have regular traditional art drawing styles. And I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful. The soundtrack is epic. This is one of the things, like when you get great studios behind it, it makes for a timeless anime. And I think, honestly, Attack of Titan, the anime from beginning to end, is it's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be up there of with the Berserks back in the day, the Akiras. I think if we look back 20 years from now, Attack of Titan, story wise, animation wise, will stand the test of time. So
I got a hot take here. Then when the craze for Attack on Titan started, I did check out the manga and the anime. The manga, I have never been more put off by an art style that I have in the first few volumes of, and it definitely, you could tell that whoever the artist is developing their style, because it gets tighter and tighter as the volumes go on. But those early volumes are so sloppy. I mean, I don't know. They feel amateurish.
They're very airy. I will say, like they're
I guess airy.
Yeah,
like they just felt like amateurish is the best way I could say. I know this guy's a professional, and he's made millions of dollars. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything else, but for me, I was put off by the drawings and the anime. Initially, I was into it, but at some point, the story I just checked out. I don't know what it is. And it happens with every anime. So it's not like Attack on Titan is. At some point, there's like a repetitiveness that occurs,
right.
Or there's a very predictable anime tropes. And I'm not saying I haven't seen much of the anime, but anime is like ridiculous with this, where you can kind of, if you watched enough anime, you kind of see where stuff's going, or
right.
certain. And I mean, there are things I've read about that I didn't expect. So I don't know if I'll ever check it out, but I know you rave about it, and I know other people rave about it. So might be worth for me to check out. You say it's the last season?
Yeah, this is the last season. So they broke the season down to the last season. They broke down to 2 different parts. They did the first part, took a small hiatus, and then they did another one where they took a hiatus, went back to the actual real. It took a hiatus and went back to the actual storyline. And the real cool thing about Attack on Titan is that they actually did it was no fillers. Like it's like the actual full blown story from the manga and everything. Beautiful. This is just something I just want to talk about, just because you were talking about, well, we just live chill lives. Like I'm really interested about that, and I really love the fact that the storyline is good. Like it's good, the animation is good, and it's kept me entertained. Like I finally started watching Demon Slayer again. Watched the Mugen Train arc. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, I teared up on some parts because it was really good, thoughtful animation. Attack on Titan is really good. So and Fire Force. I started watching that again. Like there's some really good animes out there. So that's kind of like my hype that I've been dealing with, or been kind of partaking of recently. So if you guys can get a chance, definitely check those out. And
I'll check it out.
And thank you, whoever checked for our Twitch page. I did update the title.
The title?
Yeah, and actually, I forgot to hit the button. We were right before the podcast, we were talking about Ed's sisters, and I literally just lost track of time. So I so sorry.
You get lost in it.
Yeah,
you get lost
in
it.
You get lost in the lust, man. You really do. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Thanks, Ed.
Something fine like that, you have to, really put, attention to it.
I'm sure my sister's boyfriend would appreciate.
He's a lucky man.
He's a lucky guy.
A lot of respect for him.
Hey, he's a lucky guy. I feel
lucky guy.
Man, my heart, man, is just swelling with joy for him, because whew, that's a fine woman right there.
Ed, why aren't you trying to change the subject, man? What are you doing?
I was thinking about it till you said something.
All right, enough about Ed's.
Did anything happen? Anything happen of note this week at Underground that you want to talk about?
Oh, maybe something from major game company.
The big N. Nintendo.
What?
What?
Not the other.
What do you mean?
Hey, Betty.
What do you mean?
What the hell?
Jeez, Ed.
All right.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and kick it off. So, Ed's choice of words.
Anyways,
So talk to us about
this. Come on, since you're the big Nintendo guy.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the Blrd podcast of Far and Wide, the Nintendo Direct premiered yesterday. A lot of hype behind it, a lot of expectations, and I saw
why was there hype behind it?
Why? Because the big hype was because of Zelda. Like we haven't heard from Zelda.
No expectations were met.
Also, let's not bury the lead here. Isn't this the first Nintendo Direct in how many months?
It feels like a year, but I think it has to be like 6 months, maybe.
Like 6 months.
It's got to be. Yeah, it's a sizable several months where all this a lot of activity has been happening from the competition, and Nintendo's just been doing its thing. And
you know what they did? What they did last time, and what they've been doing at every Nintendo Direct.
What's that?
They're just re-releasing games.
Sure,
but I mean, isn't that the Nintendo mantra in general, where they just re-release the same major IPs that they have? But this one, I'll let it continue. But this Nintendo Direct
go ahead, Ed.
Was very telling. This was a different Nintendo Direct than past Nintendo Directs, and I'll say why. I'll let Ed get the hype out first and his excitement and disappointment. But I had some problems with this Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, I had some problems too. I did watch it twice. I live streamed it the first time, and I watched bits and pieces of it on my break time. And I gotta say, it's a mixed bag. Like if you're looking forward to a lot of reboots or a lot of HD remakes, this Direct is for you. If you're big into Xenoblade, this Direct is for you, which was the final game that they presented, which was, for me, disappointing. I'm not into Xenoblade. I think it looks great. I heard great things about it, but...
What about Fire Emblem?
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Fire Emblem either.
About Advance Wars? No, I'm not. I mean, what about Splatoon 3 DLC?
I played it, not a fan of
Jesus Christ. Splatoon 3. Okay, can we just say whoever's in charge of the marketing for Splatoon 3 ever at Nintendo, what the hell are you trying to go? Like, it's like some kind of Apocalypse Now Platoon, like Kubrickian throwback. Like, that's just like, it's such a weird take they have on it. Every time
it was like they were landing in Nam or something.
Yeah, but they're all like that. They're all like this weird tone, and I'm like, what is happening here? What am I missing about Splatoon that it has this take that the other Splatoons did not have? The other ones are like this
colorful,
fun, colorful pop. Yeah, like this one looks like whoever directed this like went through a horrible breakup, and they're channeling it through Splatoon 3 or something.
I was waiting for Martin Sheen to like come out of a swamp.
Yeah,
it felt like the Splatoon 1 and 2 reminds me of like Mario Sunshine, right? It's very happy, very go lucky, and then Splatoon 3 turned into Doom Eternal for whatever reason, and it's just like it's
squids.
Like, it was squids, and they're like, coming to an apocalypse near you, like. And they just like now they're using real guns. It just felt like they
have like eggs and tentacles, and it's just
weird.
It's hinging on things that are just north of gross. Like, I mean, it's just like, and with the tone and the like this gothic art style, I don't understand it. It's just weird. It's just weird.
This should have been like
for being Splatoon.
Yeah,
for Splatoon. That's the thing.
Like, this should have been some other IP that was sort of in that direction. It would make sense.
This would have made sense in Halloween, like during Halloween time.
Yes,
they
Halloween
were like,
release.
Hey, we're coming out with a darker Splatoon just for a Halloween like special or something like that.
Fucking started. I was like, is Alan Wake 3 coming to like fucking Switch or something? What the hell?
Yeah, it was so weird. And I was looking at that, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what I was looking at. I think that's the biggest thing is that even for me not being a Splatoon player, I looked at this and I was like, I mean, I'm familiar with Splatoon. I'm familiar with the theme. And I'm looking at this like, what the hell is actually going on? Like, who actually greenlit this and was like, you know what, this is good. It just didn't fit with the theme of Splatoon. And that's cool. You could do new things. It was just very weird to see that from Splatoon. Additionally, seeing that in Splatoon in February. Like,
my only thought is that something story-wise happened for Splatoon 3 to be like apocalyptic or whatever the term is.
What is it?
Was it
apocalyptic? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
My God.
For some reason, I
God.
thought you didn't say the A. It's not like you said apocalyptic.
He did say
Apocalyptic. I did say
He did say exactly what you thought.
The A silent.
Okay.
And then I went back and So,
okay.
Yeah.
At least you're only up to it.
Yeah. Boom. So
He's giving up. He's giving up at this point.
Yeah.
But
Before he would have.
what is this? 30 what? Like, there's one every episode.
Yeah, episode 35.
35.
And this is the episode that it gave up and said, you know what?
Mm.
Yeah, I said it wrong. Whatever.
Anyways,
I own it.
Do something.
anyways,
do something.
my it's only an assumption that something happened at Splatoon 2 that story wise. Now we're seeing Splatoon 3 like
is this
that.
Splatoon 2? Is this?
This is 3.
This is 3. Okay.
This is 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't even know there's a 2 out. I played the first one. It's fun, but there's actually a big leak for this game, which I didn't know about until later after the release of Splatoon 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
I
Until
don't know if
later.
it's big. I mean, your definition of big leagues
I've seen. I
is
don't
kind
know.
of suspect.
I've seen things.
Because you
Very
say
sus.
you say the same
Very
thing
sus.
about Killer Instinct. You're like, man, I went to a stadium and it was like thousands of people. I'm like, dude, it's
Heck yeah.
dude, it's like
They were like
preschool.
sardines.
Yeah, it's like a
Shoulder to shoulder.
yeah, it's like a little playground for like of 20 people. You're like, man, it was huge. There were lights and there was
Yeah.
like
It was
people
probably,
screaming.
in all honesty, like a GameStop or something
Yeah.
when they hosted like a game night.
Not even a GameStop. It was
No.
probably like Family Video. It's like the local people around one arcade machine talking about,
Kid.
man, this is huge.
KI
We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it for the Killer
Yeah,
Instinct
save it.
episode.
Okay.
We,
Yes.
Yeah,
We
we
keep
know
saying
it's
that.
coming.
Yeah,
We know it's coming.
No, it's not.
You know,
It's
it
not
always
coming.
comes up for some reason.
Because,
There has not been one episode, I think, where Killer Instinct has not come up.
Yeah, we'll save it for the Killer Instinct episode.
Yeah, we'll save
Coming
it
soon.
The
When
anticipation.
when Killer Instinct
Coming
actually gets
soon.
announced. Then we'll have a Killer Instinct episode. How about that?
Mm.
Which means that we'll never have.
Never.
We'll never have. An
Looking
episode.
forward to E3 possibly.
Okay.
Go on.
You say that every year, like any award
say
show.
Possibly.
You say every award show, Killer Instinct might be coming.
Killer Instinct, Killer
Yeah,
Instinct,
hold
or
on.
Zelda. Both.
I did not say anything about Killer Instinct for the past award show. I didn't
What?
say anything about
Yes,
it.
you
No, I
did.
didn't.
Yeah, but you
no.
saved
Yes,
for the
you did.
past everything.
Every
Yeah, because I had to
Everything.
edit the podcast.
There's
Yeah,
only
and
two
anyone
Killer
who-
Instinct.
Anyone who doesn't believe us can tune into any Ed Underground Reacts, and his number one prediction, if it has anything to do with Xbox, is Killer Instinct.
Game of the year, Killer Instinct. I swear it's gonna happen.
Never said
It's gonna
that.
happen
Never
this-
said
I
that.
mean, bless you for having the
Never
keeping
said
the
that.
fire burning,
Yeah,
but
you are
Right,
a
never
loyal
said
fan,
that.
for sure.
a little
said
bit,
that.
yeah.
Well,
So
Can we talk about one thing that I did like, or
No,
you know,
Zelda.
some
No. Let's talk
Yeah,
about it. Let's
that's
talk
what-
shit about it. Let's continue to talk shit about
Oh
it.
man,
I-
okay, we'll come back.
well,
to it.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking mess about it. I mean, this is, in my opinion, it's not the best direct. For a lot of people, it is. Like I've got some
Who?
mixed.
Yeah,
there are people who actually like
one's-
I
direct.
gotta say, that's a pretty rough one.
No,
Yeah.
there are some people I know who love the direct, and
Who?
even on I don't want to say
Call
their
them
names. I don't want to say their
Yeah,
names.
but
I don't-
on your own reaction pod or Twitch
oh, on
streams.
mine, yeah, I didn't like
Yeah,
it.
That's how I
well, you
watched
didn't like
them.
it, but you also pulled up the Nintendo live
Yeah,
stream.
and there was a lot of L's. People
Yeah,
didn't like
it
it.
was a lot of hate. in
But
there.
also, if you go on YouTube, like there are people who actually did like this.
Yeah, morons.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
who just
Wow.
love sucking up to Nintendo.
Hey, I mean, that's them. I don't
Were
know.
you satisfied? Be honest.
No, I wasn't. I was on my live
All
stream.
of the announcements
think-
were really
I don't
lame.
think.
Bad.
Well, I mean, I
No,
want to say
they're
like
not-
I did have one that I
Okay.
really liked.
All right, Darkseid.
But
Tell
Kirby?
Yeah, be the dissenting opinion. in
The
this.
ray of light.
How it's good. Yeah, this
The
is
ray of
one
light.
thing I liked. Come on. All right, let's hear it.
All right.
Super Mario Strikers, which I really enjoyed the
Yeah.
Wii version of, and I think I wanted a sequel to that for some time, and we got it. That's about it.
Wait, so you made this whole thing like
Your
man,
face.
I'm gonna
Just
talk
for
about.
the soccer game.
Yeah,
The
you
soccer
were like,
game.
man, there's one thing. Oh, can I just talk about the one thing I'm really happy about? It was
Yeah.
well, now I keep want to say Sonic Strike.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find some ray of hope in this.
there is no ray of hope. Like this is what.
Yeah, there is the Strikers game.
Okay, fine. The Strikers.
It's just
okay,
all
fine.
done.
Look at this
Mario-
Splatoon game.
Mario Kart
Splatoon-
DLC.
Splatoon sucks.
Like,
Wait a minute,
You're
soccer.
really, I mean, sure. Yes, you're really happy about
You're
it. Cool.
reaching.
Yeah, you're reaching.
You are reaching
Can't
so
you
hard.
see how happy I am?
Yeah, like you're ecstatic right now. No, the thing is, why I say this is the worst Nintendo Direct was the fact that this felt like microtransaction HD remake heaven
Yes.
right here, where
Yes.
they're like okay, they're gonna, instead of coming out with a Mario Kart 8 or 9, they're just carrying the Mario Kart 8, moniker for X amount of years now. It went from what, the Wii U to now the Switch. So now they're coming out with Mario Kart 8 with, now we got 48 new tracks for $25. Sure, that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, a lot of people want Mario Kart 9. They want to see the next game in the series. So giving us some DLC of some 48 tracks, and these are not even, I don't think these are even new tracks. These are all old tracks from
remakes.
And it's just like, okay, so you guys just gave us a remade maps. Why don't you just give them Mario Kart 9 at this point? Why are you, or put it as free DLC at this point?
Well, they got to milk it, baby.
Yeah, I know they got to milk it.
They got to milk it. They got to milk the shit out of it.
This is what they're good at.
Direct.
Yeah, this is what they're good at, though. They're good at either, well, the HD remixes. They're doing HD of this, HD of that, or they're taking the
online version of
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah,
which is the dumbest thing. I mean,
like, yeah, that's stupid as hell. Like, why are you?
Hey guys, aren't you excited for Earthbound? Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Oh wow! Like I couldn't have played it on an emulator.
Yeah, this is what Nintendo does best. They regurgitate the same material over and over again. And we were talking right before the podcast started that Darkseid is the biggest Nintendo shill out there ever, because he will continue to buy and rebuy and rebuy and rebuy the same game every generation. And I'm not gonna lie, I do that sometimes too. But the thing is that Nintendo is now using that as their bread and butter, and it's beyond annoying. This last Direct, they could have came out with some bangers. They could have came out with a Bayonetta 3 update. They could have came out with the one thing that everybody cared about, which was the new Breath of the Wild. They didn't do that. They could have even came out with a new Mario. Actually, not Mario Strikers, but a predecessor to Mario. What's this?
Odyssey.
No, they came out with Mario Strikers, which in and of itself, sure, new Mario game. Everything they're talking about Advanced Wars again. Like, I'm tired of hearing about damn Advanced Wars. They're like, oh, it's Advanced Wars, but now it's in 3D. Like, get the hell out of here. Then they're talking about Mario Kart, but guess what? DLC, 48 more maps. Congratulations.
Which you have to pay for if you don't have the really bad subscription thing they have.
Yeah, that's stupid. And then they put out, I mean, the one cool thing was Xenoblade. Xenoblade is a cool series. I don't play it anymore, but it was cool back in the day. So that's kind of a cool thing. But
the game looked nice, though.
It looked nice, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it looked nice.
But the thing is that Nintendo does not. It just seems there's no sense of urgency in this cold console war that's going on. I mean, you have Nintendo and Sony. I mean, you got literally the two heavyweights right now duking it out, and I mean, what is Nintendo doing? Like, in the background, licking the wall, talking about, the schnozberries tastes like schnozberries. Well, like, it's just like, what are they doing? Like, and it's just annoying.
Like I said on my stream, like, it feels like that meme I saw where Sony and Microsoft, they're like fighting in a playground, and you see in the background Nintendo eating paste, just watching it.
Yeah, that's literally what they're doing.
That's kind of
they're not doing anything whatsoever. And I'm not saying that Nintendo. I mean, recently came out PS5 has outsold the Wii U. There's always talks about what's the highest selling console of all time, and Nintendo, the Sony and Nintendo are battling out. I mean, I think they're only like a couple thousand units away from each other, but PlayStation. I just went through almost all of them. Nintendo is just like literally not doing anything. I'm like, what's Nintendo doing in the background that's actually gonna get gamers excited? I feel like having a Switch, outside of giving it to my little nieces and nephews to play with, has zero value as far as games for me. Every game that I can play on better consoles. And now with the Steam Deck coming out soon, that should be coming out. People are getting, a lot of publishers are getting a lot of review companies like IGN, they're getting their first hands on the first units that are coming out with the Steam Deck. Now I can play my entire Steam library on my Switch-like gaming console. Really, outside of exclusives, what use is there for Nintendo? And I'm just getting to a point where, if, just like Green Turner said, if I want to play Earthbound, I could play it on emulator. Not saying that I do it, I'm not, trying to break any laws here, but I mean, you can play any of these games on emulator. why would anybody really be pushed to buy this game? Well, I think for Earthbound, you don't have to buy it, but you have to be part of the Nintendo online service. What's the point of anybody using these services when you get crappy games that ultimately, when you have that wash of nostalgia come off of you, what point is there? When you can get an emulator for free, I mean, it's technically illegal, but you can get, well, it's not technically
Yeah, but
legal,
before when you couldn't play it if it wasn't like the Japanese import, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, sure. But the thing is, like, nobody wants to pay money for something they can get for free. Like, give people value outside of just doing remakes and doing HD updates. Like, it just seems stupid at this point.
Because even Earthbound wasn't even an HD remake, right? That's just a port.
It's just a port.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was nothing done to it.
Nothing done.
It's literally just a ROM. That's what they're offering you. A ROM.
Isn't Mother 3 still unreleased?
Mother 3 is still unreleased.
Mother 3 is
so
never to
that would have been something. That would have been something.
Now, they would have did that. People would have lost their collective minds.
Yeah.
But they just released Earthbound and Earthbound 2, and that was it. And everybody's just like,
so weird.
Yeah, Earthbound 3 is never going to come out, and unless two next gen consoles later is going to probably come out. But as of right now, it's never coming out until then.
And then they do Metroid Dread, where they come out with they're like, hey, just to let you know, we came out with a new game mode. Now
rookie mode.
Rookie mode.
The one that Doom and Fallout has and every other damn game.
Yeah, that's not direct worthy. Like, that's something that should have been the game on day one. And I know we're at a new age now where people are pushing out consoles. Like, think of Cyberpunk. Publishers are pushing out games, developers are pushing out games, unfinished, not complete, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll just patch it later. And that's pretty common nowadays. But I mean, for a mode like that should have been in the game day one, or it should have been an unlocked feature. Like, you beat the game one time, then you can have that feature. It's just stupid.
Or announced on Twitter.
It's not a showcase worthy news.
No, it's not.
Or subject to put. Yeah. It honestly feels like a lot of what we saw was padding, just to be able to meet the half-hour mark or whatever it is.
It was 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah, or whatever. They were just trying to put whatever they could in there.
Yeah, but it was 45 minutes of games you've already played on the Super Nintendo or remakes. Like, half of those games, or probably all of those games, I've either played or it's on
I'm
Game
surprised
Pass
they didn't
or whatever.
Come out with another handheld for Darkseid. Like, we're re-releasing Mother.
Yeah, right. Like,
that's
next
direct.
I would have gotten that for sure.
That's the next direct.
Yeah.
We talked about it as soon as they announced that Mario or that Metroid Game & Watch. I'll probably get that too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I would have got.
You know, I don't recommend anyone watch the actual direct on YouTube, but I highly recommend
watch the highlights.
The Ed Underground VOD of him watching the direct, watching a man make excuses and slowly like
excuses.
Yeah, just like
this direct.
Actually, you know what? This time you weren't as bad. But remember, watching him watch the previous Xbox, not bad.
Yeah,
I gave pretty this good. A 4.5.
I wouldn't play it, but that's pretty good. I wouldn't play it, not for me, but it's pretty good.
I gave it a 4.5.
He did give it a 4.5, which I think is generous, though.
What, the direct?
Yes.
Oh.
Which I think is still generous, though. I would have given it a solid 2 or 3. This was absolutely.
Yeah, there wasn't much. They really outdid themselves in terms of letting people down. Well, I know they're known. I know they're known for it now, kind of at this point, like in a comical way.
But at least they warmed us up to it with the past.
What a masterpiece!
They did it like a true gentleman. Just very slowly let us, just a tip first, last couple ones.
Wow.
Now it's finally going all in.
Yeah, they did. It was very gentle, and they built us up to this point.
Yeah, they built up trust. They groomed us.
They did. Yeah. Well, the problem with all of this is that, before Nintendo could rely on, I think, so Breath of the Wild was announced in 2017, I think, and 2017, 2018. I think it was 2017. Yeah. So Breath of the Wild 2 was announced in 2017, and we've literally been waiting all this time for Breath of the Wild. Now, in between that time period, between now and when Breath of the Wild 2 was announced, we had Super Smash Brothers. Now, the hype for Super Smash Brothers was keeping the momentum of the Nintendo Direct. Every Nintendo Direct, like, hey, is there a character going to be announced, and so forth. And that's what carried Nintendo thus far. Now, Super Smash Brothers is done. Mario, there's no new Mario. They announced Dread a few directs ago. They really no Pokemon. If they had announced a Pokemon something.
There's a Pokemon game that's out.
New Pokemon came out.
Yeah,
it's actually
good. But they didn't put it in the Direct though.
Okay, it's already been out though.
Yeah, so
it's making a lot of money. I will say that.
I mean,
okay.
Pokemon
it always makes money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that Nintendo has no hype really behind it. I mean, they tried to put out Monster Hunter, stuff like that, and they've done decently well in the past, but they have nothing like their own IPs that can bring huge hype. There's just nothing that's been out there recently. So it's just crazy that, to me, Nintendo doesn't see, like, no one looks at their own directs. These directs are not live, obviously. So these directs that someone recorded this, looked at it and was like, man, this is some good shit right here. Like, this is some good, y'all see this direct? That's some good shit right here. No one said, I forgot the boss's name, Saragawa or something. Like, this is horrible. This is absolute dog shit. No one said nothing to him. I mean, I understand he's the big boss, but like Reggie, like they need to bring Reggie back. Reggie needs to come through, bring back that Nintendo energy and do something outside of just doing HD remix. Because even if it's an HD remix or if it's a
NES port or whatever,
at least bring some hype behind it. Like, this direct was boring as all shit. I mean, it was boring, lame ass shit, and then it just, with those two things combined, it just made for a horrible time. And I'm not gonna lie, I was hyped about this because I really thought Breath of the Wild 2 was gonna be like, hey, coming out today, Breath of the Wild 2, blah blah blah, for download. And they would have did that.
Wow,
the internet went crazy.
Hold on.
I don't know about that.
Now, with that comment that Creamcast just said, one of the best things about Ed's coverage or stream on the Nintendo Direct, the very first thing as it was opening,
right away,
said,
right away,
Breath of the Wild 2. He was so excited.
He was.
And then
at the beginning,
it was
I
remember.
Well, if
Fire
you see,
Emblem.
If you see thousands of horse,
but what I'm trying to say is that
come on,
that was the happiest in those 45 minutes that I saw you.
He ever was,
and they hit you with, after they just basically grabbed Fire Emblem and just smashed it in your face. That's it. You were not happy for the rest.
No, every video,
the whole thing.
Remember when? You guys remember watching the video? It was like, okay, it's coming down to the last 30 minutes. Okay,
yes,
it's about to be Breath of the Wild time. And I'm not gonna lie, I was excited for it because I was like, if Breath of the Wild gets shown at the last thing, it's gonna be amazing. And then very last thing, Xenoblade.
And you would, for like a quick second, it looked like it was going to be Zelda because there's like this gloomy background. There's a character you never seen before playing a flute. Like, okay, is this Zelda? But then you like, nah.
Nobody thought it was Zelda. I knew
nobody thought it was Zelda.
Yeah,
the art style didn't match.
Yeah, it didn't.
The art style didn't match. But only the real fans knew.
Well, you see some girl in a big field all by herself playing the flute. Like, okay, is this Zelda?
The art style didn't match.
At all.
Bitch.
Wow. Someone kills violence today.
He is very spicy about that.
Well, I guess.
Well, he is a true fan of Breath of the Wild, so.
False.
True fan.
Very true fan.
True.
I mean.
Oh my goodness, what a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it was.
All right, anyways. All right, let's move on from this, gentlemen. In 1 month.
Do something a little better.
Yeah. In 1 month, we will be sitting in a theater and partaking in the latest cinematic entry of the Batman franchise. We are all excited.
Are we?
Coming in March.
Yes.
So we decided in the month of February, we will celebrate BHM, Batman History Month.
What the?
And we will be revisiting.
I thought it was like an offshoot of BLM or something when he said it was like BHM.
No. Black History Month. They're all the.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyways,
anyways,
I mean that's also happening. But come on, this is the more relevant BHM. No offense to the two people on this podcast. Look,
I have a dream.
I too have a dream. Yeah.
So
watch these movies.
Darkseid's Twitter handle is what is it?
It's Ed Underground.
Oh yeah.
At twitch.tv. Underground.
Yeah, we thought it would be a fun idea to revisit the Batman films leading up to Matt Reeves' Batman coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd break it down by director, since they're nice little chunks and they're all kind of distinct in their own way, and we all have a soft spot for some of these, and we'll talk about them over the course of the next few weeks leading up to the Batman's release. I was real excited about this. I know you guys were all excited about this. So the first installment of Batman History Month.
What the heck?
Well, so we chose to just completely ignore the Adam West movie, which technically would be the first.
Yeah, I
Batman
guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
some of the
I
first
mean,
mainstream.
that's a great film. That's a great film, but I wouldn't consider it part of the modern Batman cinematic anthology.
Okay.
It's its own thing. It's great. We love it. We could talk about it if you want. He carries a giant bomb. He's great. He's got shark repellent. We all love it. We all grew up with it. But let's get down to it, boys.
Okay.
Tim Burton's two masterpieces. We all grew up with them. 1989. Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger, Prince.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
A glorious cast.
Well, yeah, okay. Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny
the
DeVito,
guy from City
yeah.
Slickers.
I mean, how you gonna
Jack Palance. Jack Palance. This is Carl Grissom.
Guy,
Yeah.
my number one guy.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
what's
Mr. Mom,
What's his Harvey Dent?
Harvey then.
Oh, Billy D.
Billy D. Jeez.
Billy
Yeah,
D.
Star
Williams.
Wars.
Billy D.
Williams, yeah.
Billy D.
Colt 45,
Williams.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Kind of going off of that. I know
Well,
Dark Side.
you know what?
Huh?
Nostalgia's a bitch.
What?
Because it wasn't as enjoyable as I remember.
Wow.
Watching the movies wasn't.
Which
as
one? All right,
enjoyable.
well, let's get into
both
it.
of them. But let's
Really?
do it one by
Wow.
one, I guess.
All right, well, 1989 Batman. I love this movie. I
Classic.
truly love this movie. Every time I watch, so this is one of the films. I don't know where your guys' nostalgia falls in, but for me, this was one of the 6 VHS movies I owned and rewatched multiple times growing up. So the 1989 Batman is something that's seared into my brain. Every line, every musical note. There's a Diet Coke commercial that played before the movie started, before the trailers.
With
I
Alfred.
forgot about that one.
With Alfred. I remember the trailers on that VHS from the 90s. It was Navy SEAL with Charlie Sheen. It's a movie I've never seen, but I've seen that trailer multiple times.
See, I didn't watch the VHS version. I watched like the online version. I forgot about all those commercials.
Online version.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying I watched the VHS version when we rewatched it. I'm just saying.
Okay. I thought you did.
In part of my nostalgia is just little things as I watched it was the little trailers before the movie. But
you
anyways,
had a Batman cereal,
yes, I remember the Batman cereal.
and it was delicious.
They had a
Was
cereal of everything.
Yeah.
That's true. That is also true.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a Mr. T cereal. I don't think that makes it particularly.
Well, no, just that was like my
special.
first memorable cereal. That and all berries, Captain Crunch,
Crunch.
whatever. Yeah. But anyways, go on.
All berry Captain Crunch.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, again, I enjoyed it, but for some reason, my nostalgia glasses weren't on that time when I watched both of them. I can appreciate them for the time. You know, I still like them. It's not like I hate them, but it's not to the level I remember it at. There's a lot of stuff in it that's very corny, like even for the day when it was.
Let me say this. I've watched this movie so many times in VHS. In my mind, it looked a certain way. Now watching it for the first time in a long time in 4K HD, there are things that I look at, go, that Michael Keaton 1989 Batman outfit was a little bit janky.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, give it credit for the time. It was the first one to ever do anything like that.
That's a lot of movies, though. There's a lot of VHS movies. If you watch them on DVD, you're like,
That's actually how you move around in real life.
No, that's not how.
If he has for our audio listeners, Ed is walking. He's pretending like he's Michael Keaton Batman in the suit, where he can't turn his neck whatsoever. So he has to
he needs to swing his whole upper body to the side to be able to see who's next to him.
His shoulders side to side.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest.
Good.
Yeah, this movie was not. This movie didn't do it for me. I
Boom.
watched.
89
Yeah, 89 and 92
Wow.
and 92.
and 92. Wow.
Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. It was the same thing like Green Tuner said. I didn't have my nostalgia glasses on. I was watching it, and I'm not gonna lie, I started to fast forward through some of the solo monologues of the Joker and Batman talking.
What?
Only because,
Wow.
and it wasn't. I didn't like fast forward like completely skipped it. I'll just hit the arrow. I was watching on my computer, hit the arrow, go fast forward about 10, 15 seconds because it was just some of the dialogue was cringe. Now I get it. This is 80s,
Yeah.
90s.
No, I will agree.
Yeah,
I
there's
will agree.
80s, 90s dialogue. And I think we talked about that before, is how movies were shot back in the day. It's not how they shot today. The dialogue is a lot of times a lot better in the more recent ones, especially if we talk about like the Christopher Nolan Batman's versus this. And it was a lot of the corniness in the movie that it kind of just turned me off from it. Now, I do give it a break because of the fact that it was the first real Batman movie,
Darker
ever.
Batman movie.
Darker Batman
Yeah.
movie, and a more truer representation of Batman as we know it in our lifetime.
The modern Batman. Because
That's why I said in our lifetime.
when the Adam West was coming out, they did have like that goofy, campy Batman.
That's why I said in our
So
lifetime.
that one was accurate for its, for its time.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying like in our lifetime. Like our lifetime, the darker Batman is the more prevalent one. Like the Batman animated series. Not that the Adam West one, yeah, it was cool, but it wasn't really meant for us, I guess. It wasn't really part of
No,
our
it was for another
age.
generation.
Yeah, another generation.
Yeah.
So yeah, just watching it, it just wasn't it for me. The Jack Nicholson, great actor. The Joker was it was hit or miss. It was kind of a cool origin story for his time, but it's just I feel like with the Joker, like someone said it before, I read a comment. It was just totally irrelevant to this Batman, but over to the solo Joker movie, the standalone Joker movie. That Joker having an origin story just never works. Part of the mystique of the Joker is that he has no origin story, that he just exists. Like he's just a force of nature within Gotham. And with this one, Jack Nicholson, I understand it. It just wasn't for me.
No, rewatching that, I get what you're saying. And I agree with you. Joker should not have an origin. However, in this movie, you see Jack Napier become the Joker. Mm-hmm. But that his character prior to becoming the Joker is incredibly mysterious. We still don't know. Batman or Bruce Wayne in the movie references him being like highly intelligent and chemistry and all this stuff. Like all these references to things that we don't know about. Jack Nicholson plays a character, a gangster, but has no like he becomes the Joker. But where's the references to this comedic side of him? Interest in clowns and interest in chemicals, interest in just like the flair for the dramatic, which Jack Nicholson before becoming the Joker doesn't have those things. So it feels like there is a mystery there that all that stuff could be real, could be fake. Who is that character? Nobody knows. I still like that, even though I agree with you. The Heath Ledger take, which we'll get to, is more of a
masterpiece.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's more of like mysterious. A force of nature. It's a force of nature, like you described. Right. And that's the way the Joker should be. It's a force of nature that just exists, and But I still think they, without knowing that, or maybe they did know it when they wrote the movie, they retained some of that mystery in the origins of the character. Mm-hmm. It's not always the same,
right? Yeah, I just think that, with the Joker, I could kind of see why Tim Burton killed the Joker off. Spoilers, by the way, for anybody who hasn't watched the 1989 Batman until now. But the fact that they killed the Joker off, it makes sense for what it was. Because I'm pretty sure they never thought that they would make a second Batman. I didn't find out, the full history about.
Well, we don't know if the Joker is dead.
Oh, come on.
No, he's dead. He's
no, we don't know that.
Dead.
No, because his I think his like either bone structure or skin is made out of an indestructible material where you can fall off a gigantic ass tower and be in one piece and hit the ground so hard that you crack the cement, but somehow your body stays in one piece.
But
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he really is dead or what.
Do you think they really incorporated that into Batman 89 now?
No, he's pulling that out of his ass. Anyways,
wait.
Of course I'm pulling out my ass. If someone falls that far, they should have exploded or something, or a limb go somewhere.
Why are we surprised that Ed would fall for something like that? He's the same person that
No, I
believes
didn't
wrestling.
fall for it.
He believes that wrestling is real.
I never said wrestling is real.
They showed a guy getting fried alive, but they can't show fucking the Joker exploding when he falls from a building.
I mean, with the whole frying alive thing, I mean, come on. That was 1980s gimmicky special effects.
It was super cartoony too. It had like the weird Super Power Rangers effect. Like the electricity.
Right. I mean, but that's the charm of Batman, I guess.
That is the charm.
Well, that's the charm of this 1989 Batman. This is the director of like, the
Nightmare
Pee-wee movie. Or Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. So it's like there are references to things that Tim Burton like did and knows as like miniatures, and there's so many. I had a great time rewatching the movie. There's so many times where I paused it and just stared at the Gotham City. Like, yeah. I mean, there are some really,
it's
like
gritty.
I said, this is the first time I really watched it in 4K. So for me to look at some of the Gothic background that they had, so much detail that I never noticed before.
Yeah,
I loved it. Absolutely awesome.
No, I agree. The cinematography was great. The miniatures were great. The sets were awesome. Everything was really cool. Yeah. It was just the corniness that got to me.
The dialogue is corny. I'll agree.
Things, or just the fact that it's been said 100 times, but they can't make up their mind whether Batman kills or not because he's killing half the villains in this movie.
Yeah.
He kills.
He kills
a lot.
Half.
He does kill a lot.
Yeah.
Kills a lot.
Totally. For some reason, I blanked out when he was in the tower. He literally grabbed the guy and threw him down a chute.
Oh yeah,
murder him.
Yeah,
and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
I was like, yeah. Did he leave a bomb on the guy purposely?
That's in the second one. He kills him.
That's in the second
that's
one.
like in the beginning too.
Like he puts a bomb on the guy.
He also blows up an entire factory full of people.
Yeah, with like people around, like the Joker minions.
Okay, can we? Okay, now I think we need to talk about something that, like, as a young Syed who watched this and was really blown away and happy about this, adult Syed. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Young dark side. Go ahead and bleep out that word. Yeah. Watching this as an adult, can you guys confirm for me? Does Bruce Wayne Cosby Vicky Vale? Did she get hot Cosby'd here?
I don't think she did.
I don't think
she was drunk.
She was drunk, but
she was drunk.
Yeah, she was drunk.
I think he says he doesn't drink, right?
No, he says he can hold his alcohol or liquor or something like that.
Yeah, but he didn't Cosby her. I mean, he's about the one scene.
Dubious consent going on there.
Yeah, when they're going up the stairs and she's like,
yeah.
No, are you talking about the time?
And he's like, I'll carry you. We're going up the stairs.
I'll carry you.
I mean, no.
Don't you worry. You shouldn't have left your drink unattended.
Nah, he didn't Cosby her. I think she even said herself that she was really into him. She enjoyed sleeping with him and all this other stuff.
Look, it's 1989. Women got Cosby'd all the time and nobody batted an eye.
Is that what Creamcast is doing?
Let's redirect the conversation.
Are you?
Let's redirect the conversation.
Are you blaming the victim?
Let's redirect the conversation. Thank you.
I remember.
Hey, he doesn't want to shine a light on society's ills.
This was in the Batcave, right? When he finds out that he's Batman, and the next scene, he is in her bed, waking up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it? No, that's not the scene.
That's not the scene.
That's another scene where he that's another scene, and he takes her film and stuff.
Oh crap!
So he takes the film.
Yeah, she can't remember how she got there.
Oh crap!
She got roofied. She got Cosby'd.
She got Cosby'd. There's something going on there. She got Cosby'd.
Well, I'm not gonna speak on that. Anyways, but yeah, there's guys. This sounds like episode 33 all over again. But anyhow, I think this movie, it definitely, the one thing I didn't like about this movie is how they handled him coming out as Batman. Like it was like him and Alfred are like, hey man, should I tell her I'm Batman? And Alfred's like,
it was so easy.
Yeah, he's like,
oh,
Alfred's like, God. I don't know, what do you want to do? I think you should like stop being a little bitch.
Yeah, if you want to hit it, you should tell her.
Yeah, just tell her like, man, you want to be in a relationship with her. You want to continue. To
Alfred is the ultimate wingman. We all know this. And look, he saw the opening and he went for it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just weird how they had that weird. It was like a candid ass conversation where he's just like, yeah. Just go ahead and tell her you're Batman. You know, this mysterious figure that no one knows if he's even real. They think he's literally actual
someone you
bat.
Just literally met.
Right. She's doing a report on you.
A report on you. This reporter that you just met. Yeah, go ahead and tell her.
Yeah, tell her.
I think, and they also reference it in Batman Returns how Alfred just brought her down to. I mean, it's like self-referential how crazy it was that even he references it.
He's like, It's like I'm not the one that brought a random chick downstairs to the back. And then it's funny because you saw Bruce was just sitting there at the computer and he's like, the fuck?
Yeah, and I know he gets up and he turns away. You're like, no, it's I, Batman.
You didn't know it was me. It was so weird. And the funny thing is, he moved as if he had the suit on. Remember, he turned his whole body around.
Yes, he did.
Dude,
he did.
You realize you don't have the suit on. It's muscle memory at this point.
That's commitment. That's commitment. For sure.
So weird. And I mean, Tim Burton has done great works in the past. I want to know who wrote that scene. It was just like, yeah, you know what? Like, fuck it. Let's just have her find out that she's Batman. Alfred, how are we gonna do that transition? I don't know. Alfred brings her downstairs. Everybody's like, that sounds good to me. Let's just go and do it. It just seemed really weird. Now, I remember watching that as a kid, and to me as a kid, that made sense. I'm like, oh yeah, she knows he's Batman. She'll never tell. But me as a grown ass adult, watching the other Batmans in the past where Batman's super careful of who he brings close to him. No one knows that he's Batman other than other superheroes or
Selena.
Selena. Alfred and what's her name? I'm thinking from Batman Begins. What's her name?
Begins.
Rachel.
But
only people that are really, really, really close to him know. But he's just banging chicks on the street talking about, hey, Alfred, man, that thing was good though. Alfred's like, it sure was. I heard you last night. You should tell her you're Batman. I'm just like, what?
He brings a crack whore down to the Batcave. She should know, Master Bruce.
Yeah. if she wants to tell anybody, we just give her more crack. She'll forget anyways.
We'll just make it look like
an accident. She overdosed. It's cool. We're Bruce Wayne. You can do whatever you want.
Shall we Cosby have Master Bruce?
Batman can't help it, and he has to do the bad outline and crack on the body.
Guys, we
have to do it.
Us on the Blrd podcast, while we make jokes about Bill Cosby and Bill Cosby, we do not condone such behavior. It's all lighthearted.
Nobody's saying we condone any behavior. I mean, we're saying
Cosby because that implies that he did it against her will. What he did
that's why 40 people were wrong.
Yeah,
40 women were wrong.
No, what's
you defending Cosby now? What the hell? This is the last episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you guys are implying bullshit for whatever reason. I don't know. What you guys are
these three are.
No, those two are. I'm saying that he.
Oh, I meant yeah.
Yeah. So.
You know what's funny? You're talking about Batman, but we're trying to make you sound like you're talking about Bill Cosby.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about
That's
Batman.
True.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
He's talking about Batman.
You guys are going on to another tangent. Like I said, this is turned to episode 33.
Anyway, so there's some dubious 1989 consent happening there, but let's just assume Vicky Vale and Alfred and everyone was in on it and everything's good. Batman's total
Vicky Vale, who he breaks up with. In the next movie.
He breaks up.
He references the secret of secrets to a woman that he's not even going to last with.
What happened with Kim Basinger between that movie and the second movie? Because she doesn't even show up in the second movie. No. And he just referenced her that sucked that didn't work out. She knows my one secret that no one else in the world knows. Yeah, but I had to tell that bitch a super good secret about myself that she's reporting on, and then I'm going to just dump her. That was just weird. In of itself,
well, they had to write her out. I mean, this will be a common theme as we talk about the Batman movies. These women
made more sense. Her knowing that he's Batman because that's more comics accurate.
Yeah, you know what? He was in the first one.
And now that I think about, I forgot about that. this Bruce Wayne is severely flawed because he loves women and he loves telling his secrets to women he just met.
He can't wait to tell them that he's Batman.
Yeah, he's like, man, he's like talking to Selena Kyle. So we're now going to Batman Returns. He's talking to Selena Kyle in the party and talking about, I have 2 identities. What if one of them's not the real one and it's something like bats?
Well,
and it's just like, what are you doing?
He doesn't tell her until the end, though.
But no, he makes a reference to it.
She figures it out. She figures it out.
Well, he rips off his mask.
No, she already knew.
Well, no. They reference it. They reference it with the mistletoe line. The mistletoe line is how they both figure it out. And I thought that was real good. I like that.
Yeah.
I do hate, and I hated it as a child, of him tearing the very cheap rubber off his face.
Yes,
You know what's funny?
You told me that stops bullets. Something that he can tear up with his hands.
He's
super strong too. You know what's funny about that scene? Like every Batman actor, they've never really. I don't think they've ever fixed this. The cowl costume has the black eye makeup, right?
Yeah.
So in that
as soon as they take it up, there's no eye makeup.
Well, in the Batman Returns, the scene where he's fighting it, it's there. And then in the next scene where he's about to like leading up to the scene where there's no eye makeup.
No. In the first one, he didn't wear no eye makeup.
He did, yeah.
No, he did not.
No, he's saying at the end of Batman Returns, when Batman is facing Selena,
he knows what I'm talking about.
I was just saying eye makeup, but then it cuts to Selena.
That's not what we're talking about, Ed.
Creamcast knows what you're saying, but he said that in the first movie he wasn't wearing eye makeup.
Yeah, he was saying, because you're saying like he does it in all the movies. Like in the first one, he just had regular. I think he just had the mask on, right? It was just
it's there. Just looks dark. Okay. Yeah, it's always there.
Okay,
it's always there.
They do in all of them. The only one where they are my background is where it seems that they finally kind of address the fact that he has eyeshadow or underneath the mask.
Yeah. And the new one, where they actually, which
cool.
makes sense.
That makes
sense.
Absolutely makes sense. What you got? So
go ahead.
So what? I mean, after watching the first one and watching the second one. This is mostly for Green Tuner, but it's for all you guys, of course. How were the nostalgia? First and foremost, did you guys watch these movies back to back, like in the same day, or did you spread them out?
Same day.
Not the same day for me. I watched one in full, and the second one like days later.
Okay.
It's still connected. I mean, it's Tim Burton, but
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you've watched it enough times when you're not gonna really miss that much in between.
Yeah. What about you, Darkseid? Did you watch them both back to back?
I watched them in consecutive days.
Okay,
back to back days, back to back nights.
Sure. Okay. So the reason why I was asking is because the jaded nostalgia glasses. Because after I watched the first one, I didn't watch them back to back. I watched one day and one the next day, and the experience for me was, I guess the first time I watched it, I was like, this is really stupid. And not stupid like in bad. It's just like there's so many things now as an adult when you've gotten experience, you have experience with other Batmans. Now you look at this one, you're like, man, he should have did this. Why is he confessing that he's Batman? Blah blah blah, and all the stupid stuff. So my nostalgia glasses after that first one were completely gone at this point. The second
in the garbage, right?
They're in the garbage. I was trying to get a new prescription. They said they were delayed, and I wasn't going to get them in time. I watched the second one. I enjoyed it. Because I do have fond memories of Selena Kyle, like as Catwoman coming in. That was really cool as a kid. But as far as nostalgia, I still was like, okay, I'm no longer enjoying this as a kid like I used to. Now I'm watching this and I'm like, this is really not that good. As far as it's not as good as I remember as a kid. So I was really jaded in that experience, and so I just want to see how you guys felt about it. Was it the same as the first one, or were you more nostalgia that washed away by that point?
I think for me it was the same as we were watching it for the first time, but I can see the cringe now. I think back then, pretty much anything in the 90s or 89 to the 90s were kind of cringy. Like, yo, dude, what, like stuff like that. But you look back
not
at
everything.
Now,
there's a lot of movies that didn't have cringiness.
Or every one of your intros in every one of our podcasts. So yeah, we know what cringe looks like.
False, but
yeah, maybe. Yeah, we do know. Man. We do know, baby.
We know about the cringe.
Anyways, but I think it was very well shot. The casts were great, even to this day. I think it still measures up. Some would say that Keaton is not the best Bruce Wayne. I'm fine with Keaton being being Bruce Wayne. I think he's a great Batman.
So who is the best Bruce Wayne?
The best.
We'll get to this. I mean, we're gonna have to examine all of these.
I already know the answer for me. The best Bruce Wayne. The best Batman. No.
Keaton.
Also, we talked about this.
We did. Talk
I think
about
we did.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this. Okay, go ahead.
But the best Bruce Wayne for me.
We talked about this. Move on.
We have to be Bale.
Move on.
I am moving on. I'm just saying. That's all.
You know what? So for me, watching these movies, like I said, infinitely quotable for me. Every scene. We can talk about it, and I think it's highly debatable. But Danny Elfman's score is so good, so damn good.
I actually YouTubed the score. There's an orchestra that did the score.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about that until after watching the first one. It is so well done. It still hits a nerve.
Yeah.
Well,
it is.
That was a cool thing about movies back then, is that the soundtrack was synonymous with the movie. So if you hear the Danny Elfman score, you know it's Batman. If you hear the Ghostbusters score, you know it's Ghostbusters. If you hear whatever, like they had Terminator, just, as soon as I say Terminator in your head, you're already playing the music for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
movies. It's just
it's
kind of like loud horns and like weird things that you can put to any other movie.
You're right.
You know
Composers had identities back in the day, and they really had like unique themes that maybe it's just our nostalgia. I don't know. But if you look at modern films, you're right. Those horns and everything, they're all kind of generic. They all kind of sound the same. Hans Zimmer really kind of lays down some kind of style, and then a lot of people copy it, and it just gets done to death. But Danny Elfman's entire score is outstanding. And then talking about the music, Prince also has his music is outstanding
very
too.
Good.
Yeah.
Which was weird to listen to Prince in a Batman movie, but
I've always associated him.
It works for the time. It works for the time.
For them it works.
Which is really weird because when you think of Prince, you don't think of Batman initially, but
you don't. But the cool thing was also they chose Prince as opposed to another pop star from the 90s.
No, it was supposed to be
by today.
It was supposed to be Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was supposed to do it.
But did Michael Jackson work with? Did he work behind the scenes on some of the music though? I thought
on this music for this.
Yes. Not that I know of.
I don't know. Probably not.
I know that
they Michael Jackson.
So did he? You're saying he pulled a Sonic 3? He made some things without being known for it.
Maybe I thought that's what was supposed to happen, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Well, I'm just saying that it's cool that they picked Prince, even if it were Michael Jackson. You're basically picking people that are going to be timeless, as opposed to picking the flavor of the year at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I don't know whoever was big around that time for a pop star.
Yeah, that's true.
It was pretty cool that they had Prince actually, writing the music.
A lot of things that I missed when I was a kid, like I didn't know how many times Batman killed someone in the first two movies.
Yes.
Yeah, like as a kid,
I knew he killed, but I forgot all the kills that he did.
Well, the kills I remember, and we've talked about, over the course of years, even without we've joked about how many times he's killed and how funny it is. But the one thing that I want to reference that I've never really, until I was an adult, is the sexual nature of the second film. There's a lot of very graphic references to things that obviously I didn't understand when I was a kid.
Doesn't the penguin say my favorite pussy or something? Or
he talks. Yes, he talks. The language, language in the movie, especially the second one, was very, very sexually graphic.
Yeah,
every other word from Catwoman was like innuendos.
Penguin was talking about how he wanted to smash every when he had the campaign
like erogenous zones of men and women.
Girl when he's eating the fish or whatever.
Yeah, he's like pretty much like
he's like,
I want
whatever.
I want to fill her. No, I want to fill her void.
Yeah, fill her void. It was just like, what? This is a Batman film? Like this is in a Tim Burton film.
Do we all kind of remember? Okay, so I linked a video in our chat here about the controversy around Batman Returns when it came out. Now, this was stupid when I saw this, but I never fully understood that this is what adults were watching what we just watched, and there's some stuff in here. I'm like, this is not for kids, but we all
as a
watched
kid,
it.
you don't pick it up that much.
Yeah. So I mean, it's funny to see that, and kind of now pick up on what the controversy was in 1992.
The only like sexual thing that I would say noticed in the second film when I was a kid was when Catwoman was on the bed and like, or not on the bed, also when she was on top of Batman.
She was on screen.
She was on Batman, yeah.
God.
Well, no, when I was a kid, like that was.
Oh, when she licked him? Remember that shit?
It was going crazy.
The only sexual thing I noticed when I was a kid is my pants got tight. So
me too.
As a kid?
Hey, I don't know what was happening.
Wow.
I was just watching Batman. All right.
Shout out to our viewers right now that we have some viewers in the Twitch channel. If you guys are watching us, or if you guys are listening to us, you can always catch us on Twitch, interacting with us live. We shoot this live every time.
Has anyone said anything? Any of these losers say anything yet?
Wait, what?
Yeah, my wife said something.
Oh, I love your wife. She's not a loser.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
She just says hi. She's just saying hi, and then we have a first time viewer, Yassi TV. She put some emojis on there. So what's up? What's up?
Right.
That's nice. That's
just
nice.
enjoying the show.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to the show.
So back to Catwoman.
About to boners. Yeah, I did not understand as a kid all the things that were going on. I remember watching Batman as a kid, and I was just like, I didn't equate the two because my mind wasn't in that space, but watching it now as an adult, I'm like, holy shit,
it's
like,
very sexual.
Yeah, very, very sexual. And Catwoman is, I mean, licking people, rubbing on people, talking about, I'll let you do whatever you want to me.
Just rubbing herself on everything.
Yeah,
even the bed when she was like laying on a penguin's bed.
Penguin's bed, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she even offered herself. She's like, I'll do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to me if we like tag team Batman, like kill him. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? Where was I during this entire time as a kid? Because I think as a kid, I tell
you where you were.
That's every kid.
You were doing what I was doing. We're playing with our Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, we're playing with toys. Like
before
I'm trying to figure out why our pants are tight. We don't know.
The only thing sexual I remember from the old Batman was her drinking the milk, like licking the milk up as a cat. And I was like, and I as a kid, I was like, you're not supposed to be doing that. That's for cats. And I'm just like, I didn't think of anything else. Not hearing, Penguin sexually assault women, talking about, I want to fill her void. It's like, what? When I listened to that, I actually had to stop. I stopped. I was watching on, and this is another funny thing. I'll tell you guys in a second. But I stopped what I was watching. Make sure I was watching something that was like not like an uncensored R-band version of Batman. I'm like, holy crap, this is the actual theatrical release of Batman. Absolutely blew my mind. Because you would not see that yet. We did not see anything like that in Batman Begins.
God, could you imagine?
Dark Knight, oh my. Batfleck never did anything crazy like that. So I'm just like, this is definitely a showing.
It was very charged.
But
and talk about a lazy origin story for Catwoman.
That was really stupid.
She was pushed out of a building and brought back to life by cats biting her.
Okay.
And licking her.
Yeah.
You say it's a lazy thing, but I think for the tone of the movie, I think it was fine.
It makes sense.
I think they were.
I think it was deformed and they threw him down like a
the idea isn't so much the cats, and I didn't get this reference till like I guess when I was older. The idea is more of her
hitting her head.
No, it's more of the. Obviously, she's got some trauma there, but it's more along the lines of her 9 lives kind of thing she's got going on, where she's dying like constantly, and that plays into the end of the film where like her 8th life, and then she disappears, and if you're counting it off, that's why.
Does the kiss with the electricity?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. That's where she counts it off, and so. That's her 8th life. But the idea that when she's pushed out they could have had a bunch of rats come out and lick her. I don't really know. I don't think that the cats are just rat woman. Could have been rat woman, but I guess it's just that she keeps coming back, which is I think a cool thing about her.
It's a very
you're watching her die or being thrown and fall and
it is my favorite Catwoman, bar none.
Yes.
I'm just saying it's the explanation of how she became Catwoman.
We'll see how you feel when we get to the Halle Berry one, my friend.
No, honestly, I hope
that sweet basketball scene.
We're not doing the Halle Berry one.
Yeah, we're not doing.
We're not doing that stupid basketball scene. Was by far one of the dumbest scenes.
I have never seen it, so I don't know what you're referencing.
I stopped watching it because I thought it was terrible. I did not
It's
finish
a great
it.
basketball scene.
Okay, you remember Amazing Spider-Man when Andrew Garfield or Peter Parker had grabbed the ball from Flash? And it was that weird scene where he's like, just grab the ball,
trying
Flash,
to take it away.
trying to take it away, and it's like it's kind of cool. Think of that with Halle Berry, and she's actually like dribbling, but she's dribbling like
a beginner or whatever.
Yeah, it's like
from Like Mike kind of thing,
or your first time ever playing basketball.
And add a Dutch angle to it, please.
Yeah.
All right.
During the basketball scene, they had a lot of Dutch angles.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't in the Halle Berry Catwoman, which I have not seen, but doesn't she like get bit by a radioactive cat or something? Like, don't they give her an unnecessary
I just remember the
fortune
villain
where
had
she has cat reflexes?
Indestructible skin or something.
I forget.
Yeah, Sharon Stone. I remember that Sharon Stone was the villain.
Yeah, I think she got bit by a cat. Did she get bit by a cat?
I remember that
she had
the one
powers.
thing she had powers.
Yeah, she had
and
powers.
It was probably the reason why everyone didn't like it.
Radioactive cat.
Yeah, it was like a
radioactive cat. Yeah,
like Spider-Man.
Yeah, the cat comes down off of
these damn radioactive animals.
Spiderweb.
Spiderweb comes out the spider's ass, comes down. She's like, "What's going on?"
Ass.
And then bites her. And it was so stupid because she's like bouncing off walls, and like then the CG was horrible.
Oh my god, the CG was insane.
Are you guys sure you don't want to watch this? Because I do want to.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I want to protect.
I've never seen it.
My sanity.
To review a bad movie would be a good idea.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, we might have fun with it.
No, I don't want to watch it. But my favorite Catwoman is Anne Hathaway thus far. She did. I have a self-professed crush on Anne Hathaway. So
I also find her very attractive, but there is the
best Catwoman is
Michelle Pfeiffer's
Miles.
Yeah,
Michelle
it's
Pfeiffer
it's just a raw sexuality she brings to it.
Everything.
It's
just,
Anne Hathaway's like a professional, like you know what I mean,
like Catwoman outfit.
Oh yeah, even the scene where she's making the outfit that makes no sense at all.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Is when I was amazing. A kid, like her little claw things, like I still don't know what they are.
Yeah,
but
they're
such a weird
little
concept
that she can stick onto people.
They're sewing
needles.
The sewing needles, but it's cool that she can
but it's so weird.
It's really stupid. It's absolutely stupid, but it works. She is.
It works.
I would
the
say,
whip. Stupid,
honestly,
the whip is cool.
Outside of it being Anne Hathaway, Michelle Pfeiffer is the best Catwoman by far.
Now,
but can
we talk about Chris Walken a little bit?
What do you mean, Chris?
Of course.
What are you talking about?
So there's a guy.
Man,
you see when he's on Saturday Night Live. There's a quote that he says.
There's
a quote that he says. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the Foo Fighters." And
it's the Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Foo Fighters. I want to introduce to you the Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
He's.
I forgot how much I love Christopher Walken till I watched again. Yeah,
he's amazing. Such a big smile to my face on that movie.
He's such a weird villain, but he works, and it's not even a nostalgia thing. It's so corny, but it works perfectly. I just
another thing. When I was a kid, when I watched it, I just thought Max Schreck was this like goofy side, like harmless type of bad guy. Watching this, he makes references to his other murders and things like he's done. Where like, that one line where it says like, if she says anything, I'll push her out a higher window. Like I mean, like I was like, now I'm like, okay, this dude is like a fucking mass murderer, you know, like. Just redefine the character a little bit.
Just a thought with the first two movies compared to like all the other ones coming out or have come out. Like this was not for kids, but like all the kids watched it.
Like, we're just talking about
that. And I don't
know
about the whole controversy when people were parents are bringing their kids to like
they
TV
didn't
shows
know,
and stuff. We know they didn't know, but my thought is like, okay, the generation that watched those two movies as a kid, like
us,
we came out perfectly fine. I mean,
we're perfectly normal.
Yeah.
I just every other weekend I like to get completely destroyed by a dominatrix and a cat.
Right.
I'm perfectly fine.
Well, pretty much.
I love raw fish. I go to the fish market all the time and eat raw fish, and and then look women up and down. Just
Yeah. Every time I see a woman I find attractive, I say, "Oh, here's the pussy I've been looking for."
Wow. Yeah, totally self.
But other than that, I'm fine. It's completely
is a messed up. Is a messed up movie. It is. I mean, it's just different times, and you just don't realize you don't.
It is different times.
It's messed up for what it is supposed to be and who it's supposed to be aimed at, and it's crazy that there were toys and Happy Meals and I mean, just thinking about like all the stuff we experienced.
McDonald's was pissed about it.
Yeah, McDonald's
it's just they signed the contract and everything before the movie, so they thought it was gonna be just a goofy Batman movie.
Yeah,
and then when it came out, they were like, "Crap."
But this is the time where for our younger
they might have said crap, but I'm sure they made a mint on those toys because I remember playing with all those toys.
All those toys, and the Batmobile at the time was probably one of the hottest toys out there.
That was such
the one that launched,
especially the one that split.
The one that split.
The
one that split. Yeah, there was the duck.
That's
with,
forever, right?
The penguin duck. Where the umbrella spun on the front. There was the Catwoman car where the tail wagged behind it. And there was the Batman boat where I think Batman just bobbed up and down. I had them all. And they were so good.
Also introduced other tech. Now that I think about it, they introduced the Batwing.
The Batwing?
The Batwing was in 89, and that Batwing is awesome.
That
Batwing is still amazing.
It is amazing.
And okay, so let's get to the...
It did have the corny scenes where Batman felt the need to fly.
Oh no!
So he could fly over the moon.
Yeah, so you with the bat symbol.
I mean, if you got a bat-shaped plane perfectly proportionate to the moon, what do you think it's for?
Wait, that's not how it works.
The Wile E. Coyote where he like swung his arms like a bat. Remember?
Oh yeah.
At the beginning, he does the thing where like
his
arms
theatrics. But, no. The thing is that his Batwing was not proportional to the moon. It was the camera was just
the angle. The angle was proportionate.
It's still stupid. So outside of there's no camera. Think of there's no camera.
What's even stupider is that who is he doing that for?
Nobody.
It's above the cloud line. Nobody can see that. Nobody can see that.
First off,
that's how cool he is.
Batman has 2 Gatling guns on the Batwing. He's literally shooting
indiscriminately firing from the sky, by the way. Yes.
And he's like,
and a crowd full of people.
Yeah,
the Joker gain or whatever, he's killing them.
Yeah, if he hadn't wasted time doing the little theatrics in the moon, he could have probably cut those balloons faster.
No. The theatrics were necessary. They were necessary. They were necessary. You'll never convince me that.
He shot up Gotham, and he was like, you know what? What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna fly up to the moon. Let me just
fly up to the moon. Boom. And then they just hold it right here. It's like, that would have been so cool if somebody saw that.
It's so stupid. It's just like
it's
not stupid, man. It's cool. It's still cool.
And I still talk about with Batman when the very first movie where he beats up those 2 thugs, right? Well, he doesn't beat up 2 thugs. Well, he kind of beats them up, and then he leaves, and he's just
he leaves.
Yeah, that's the scene.
Yes.
I started laughing.
I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
You know what? I thought for some reason that those guys went to jail. No, he lets them go.
He lets them go to spread
to spread the story. And then you see him later being hauled away, like having a mental breakdown, which is cool. Which is cool.
Yeah.
But I always thought that they went to jail, but no, he kind of let him go. Like, dude,
he let the
guy.
And then I mean, I appreciate the Batman for what it was. Once again, watching this, it just wasn't. It's just, man, the second one, it just seemed like
second one is better.
The second one is better. But
it
just seemed like they just tried to jam as much as they could into that movie, because you had honestly 3 bad guys in that movie. You
know what they cut out of that movie?
And Penguin. I think Penguin was the best thing out of the second one, to be honest.
Oh yeah, well, Penguin is. Well, no, they filmed. Well, they didn't film, but they paid this actor, and he was sized for a costume. And Marlon Wayans was supposed to be Robin, and they thought that they had too many characters. But he was paid. He was paid for the role of to be Robin, and he was sized for a costume. It was all real. It was all happening, and they just decided not to go with it. But he got paid for Batman Returns.
Is this where Blank Man comes in? The idea of Blank Man?
No.
It's just a
No,
thought
I
because
don't see any
Well,
similarity.
no.
Blankman
No, hear me out.
It's a completely different Wayne's brother too.
No, hear me out. Hear me
Is
out.
that wrong?
Hear me out.
Damon.
Damon Wayans.
Yeah,
Hear
it's a
me out.
completely different person.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
This is kind of conspiracy theory 101 right
Hear me
here.
out.
Yeah.
Put on your
He's
hats.
vaguely
All
also racist on
Put on
Batman
your
History
hats.
Month.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's BHM. Black History.
Yeah.
Not Batman.
All the
History
Wayne's
Month,
brothers
just-
look the same. Ted
Hear
Underground.
me out. Hear me out. One of the Wayne's brothers
Sure.
is brought in to do a Robin.
Which one?
Marlon.
Marlon.
Was it Marlon? It was Marlon, right?
I don't know.
Merlin?
Marlon.
Merlin.
No, I said
Merlin
Marlon.
Wayans.
Marlon.
Marlon.
Stone.
Yeah, go
Sword
ahead.
and
Yes.
Stone.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Go ahead.
Marlon gets signed to do a Robin in the next
Mhm.
movie. They cancel it. Like, oh, okay, you know what? You guys aren't gonna do me as Batman. You know what? I'll make my own Robin movie or whatever, or Batman movie.
But he doesn't.
Blank
He
Man.
doesn't.
Yeah, but
No,
he
his
doesn't.
brother does.
It was Damon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
right.
brother.
Okay. Well, that's
possible.
one
I just thought-
possibility, I suppose.
so you-
that was the origin of Blank Man, I suppose.
I mean,
True.
like Blank
Or-
Man.
At the time, the
Yeah.
Wayans brothers were black royalty, movie royalty at the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could they have done that? Sure.
And not those two Wayne's brothers. We're talking about the other Wayne's brothers, the older Wayne's
older
brothers.
one, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they were more well known from
Yeah, they were
in Living Color and
way.
everything.
But the thing is
Yeah.
that I mean, I think that's a little conspiracy theorist. Whatever.
Going too far.
That's a little too far. I mean, no one. First off, no one
Blankman is
Blank Man is based
Nothing
off of the
like-
popularity of superhero films. It's a parody of
yeah,
comic.
overall,
Yeah,
not
it's
just
not
Batman.
really Batman. Anyways, what I wanted
love
to
Black
talk
Man.
about here is what is your guys' opinion? We may have talked about this on podcast, but I don't care. The Batmobile. Now, this is my favorite Batmobile. It
Heck
is to
yeah.
this day my favorite Batmobile.
Heck
There
yeah.
is just nothing that looks cooler than that thing. Now, is it
I could agree
practical?
with you.
No. Does it get the little speed bump? Take it out? Possibly. Does it need a grappling hook to make sharp turns? Yes. But man, that is a sexy looking car.
Heck
It
yeah.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is still my favorite.
It is the
It
best Batman.
fits. It
Okay.
fits.
I'll agree
Batman
on that.
Having that car,
Mhm.
it's just. It just fits him so well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It fits.
I guess the
fits
more
him.
realistic would be the Tumbler,
The Tumbler.
Tumbler,
Yeah.
but yeah, the coolest one for sure is this one.
I guess the
Tumbler
most
should be good,
realistic
too.
one is the one we're going to get, which is just a muscle car. But
That's true. That's
Um,
true. But I'm saying in the sense of being able to like take on bullets and
Yeah,
large ammunition and things like that. The
You know,
Tumbler makes the
The
most
best,
sense.
actually, I'll take it back. The best Batman vehicle. Now, this Batman vehicle is the most nostalgic, and it does. When you think about the Batman animated series, you think about the old school Batman. This one takes a cake. I think one of the best Batmobiles is from the Arkham Asylum series. That Bat vehicle, which is kind of based off the Tim Burton Batman.
they're
But-
everything is based off the Tim
Most
Burton.
of them are based
Well,
except
no,
the
that's not
Tumbler.
true.
Most
of them are.
Batfleck
The Batflick one is also, I think,
off the
It's
Tumblr.
based off the Tumblr, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
based
a-
off
it's a
Tumbler.
combination, but like I think the 1989 Batmobile has such a impact. It was in the cartoon, it was replicated in the movies. It got into it pretty much defined every Batmobile
well,
in the
you know,
comics
you're
for
right.
years and years.
Because every single Batmobile except for I think the Batfleck one. No, I think even the Batfleck one has the jet engine in the back.
The
little
jet
turbo-
engine and that
yeah,
like
The long nose.
that speedster, the long nose
long nose, yeah.
and
Very
the
long
rear
nose,
cockpit
yeah.
or the mid cockpit.
Yeah.
That's
No,
loud.
Um,
Yeah.
it is.
It defines everything. They just whoever and I know there's a whole documentary about designing that Batmobile, which I think I watched and I don't remember, but the geniuses who designed that thing, just the look, and it's very Burton-esque
yeah.
in its
Yes.
in its style. Nobody else could have.
Yes.
It
pioneered
fit the movie so perfectly.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like it belonged in the streets of
Of Gotham.
Yeah.
of how it was depicted.
And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I think it works so well because it truly looked like a vehicle of that time. It fit the aesthetic of the vehicles on the road. Like the Tumbler is a tank on the roadway. It's not going to ever match any vehicles that are on the roadway.
That's a tank basically.
It's a tank. It's basically a tank. But the Batmobile just felt like it was part. It felt rich for the world that it was in. It felt like
it
that's
belonged
something.
on the roads,
belonged,
like
yeah.
It felt like a
speeding
mobile.
yeah.
A mobile, right?
Yeah.
That's a true mobile
Yeah.
of a billionaire who has a lot of money, but it's still a mobile at the time. It just felt perfect, and then yeah, hands down, yeah, that's the best Batmobile for sure. Now, what you guys think? Like between the Batwing and, do you think we'll ever get anything that's up to that level? Because we got the little gyrocopter from Batman Dark Knight, from the Dark Knight series, and it just doesn't feel the same as having an actual Batwing.
It doesn't.
Well,
Batfleck. What was called just the Bat.
Had what's called?
Batfleck had it, and in Batman Forever, there's another Batwing, which I like the look of that. Yeah, we'll get
Batman
to it.
Forever?
I guess we'll watch it when we
watch it. It'll stir up my memory.
Yeah, it's there. It had that same I guess the motif. Yeah, there was this black and green outline that they all had to match the theme of that film. But anyway, so there was a Batwing in Forever, and then you're right, the Batfleck. But I think the 89 one just feels the most practical. It feels like just a small war machine. It's not like it too big. It's not stealthy. Cumbersome. It feels
looks like
stealthy.
a stealth bomber almost.
Yes, it feels like it's there for like a purpose of just getting in there and messing things up. It doesn't really have any kind of long range capabilities. It's really close range type of vehicle. So,
and it's slightly aggressive. I like about that.
Yeah, the Batwing.
On top of the Batmobile.
Oh, the Batmobile.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
just the look of it is kind of like slightly aggressive.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think the Burton one, it's not even aggressive. It's just sleek. It's like
it's gothic. When you see it, you think,
aggressive.
Oh, gothic. That's a very gothic looking vehicle.
And it had capabilities on it like that were so cool back in the day. Like this Batmobile could literally do everything. Like the Tim Burton one, it was like, hey, you need to make a latte? Hey, just hit a button and make a latte.
The Bat Latte.
Yeah, the Bat Latte.
Didn't one of them call OnStar? What was it? Forever?
The OnStar commercials. Yeah, the OnStar commercials were with Forever. You're right. But this Batmobile in the 89 movie has voice command.
Yeah.
And auto, and it has like what does Tesla call it? What does Tesla call it? The autopilot.
Yeah,
autopilot. Yeah.
Like,
Bruce Wayne pioneered autopilot.
Yeah, he literally did. I mean, he didn't pioneer.
Yeah, he did.
You had Knight Rider.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. All right. It's okay.
All right.
You don't like Knight Rider?
Yeah. No.
Knight Rider, true.
No. Batman was before that. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, Green Jr.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, what about the robot that they gave to Polly and Rocky?
Yeah, the Happy Birthday Polly robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Polly.
I mean, that is like, it's funny. I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about how Rocky 4 is like the origin story of like some Asimovian sci-fi thriller where we're watching the birth of artificial intelligence. Like the Rocky movies,
like
just the background. Yes.
This is actually where learning. It all started.
Yes, it's like the beginning of Terminator.
Terminator, that's what I said. It's like
it
all started. Hey, Adrian. And then there's a robot. Yeah, that'll be hilarious.
Happy birthday, Polly.
You know what I appreciate the most about the first two Batman movies? It kind of reminded me of how well done the first Ninja Turtles was. It was, even though it really wasn't for kids, it was so much like depth in that movie too.
The first Ninja Turtles was, I think, more for kids than the Batman movies were. But you're right. There was an adult,
a
darkness.
Yeah.
Now happens to be you've stumbled upon one of the 6 VHS movies I watched as a child repeatedly. Was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
Also infinitely quotable for me. That they're special, and I bet if we watch those, and please guys, let's watch those one day. They probably might not age as well. I have a feeling the original.
A lot of these movies are not going to age.
I know Secret of Ooze is not as good as we think it is. I know that for a fact.
It's
better.
the original.
I know that too. Yeah.
The original Turtles, I think, might still hold up, but man, that's some deep nostalgia going here.
Yeah, all this stuff is deep nostalgia. Like I watched Chud a couple months ago, or Chud. Yeah. Cannibalistic
What is it?
humanoid
Cannibalistic humanoid
underground
dwellers.
Dwellers.
I've
yeah.
never seen
I
that.
watched Chud, and I remember as a kid, I thought that was the greatest horror movie of all time. I watched it now, I'm like, what is this shit? I'm like,
The creature effects were good though.
The creature effects were cool, but what the thing is, I look back at it, I'm like, what the hell was I watching as a kid, and what did I see in this movie that I thought was so great? Now, granted, I was a kid at the time. This is all we had. It's kind of like, driving a car, like driving a Ferrari back in the 80s. Top speed like 80 miles an hour. And people were like, whoa, send it back in the seat, like how Honda owners are when they get VTEC. Like, oh
the
my,
VTEC kicks
it kicks in. It's crazy. And but you compare that to a Ferrari now, night and day difference.
Night and day.
So it's just kind of one of those things. Like, okay, I understand, but movies back in the day, weren't good. So I have to give Tim Burton's movie a lot of credit. This is the same time period that Super Mario Brothers came out, and we remember how bad that movie was.
Even as a kid, yeah.
Oh, even as a child, that was
I thought that movie was terrible.
We say that was bad now.
I've rewatched this movie recently.
As a kid,
it's not that bad.
It's bad, but there's a charm in its badness. Yeah. Like the fact when you like sit down and go like, holy crap, somebody made this movie, and you go through that whole experience of watching that movie. I mean, it's just insane that you kind of have to give it a little credit that somebody butchered the Mario Brothers story. Story to this point. Like nothing was left unturned. Everything, Yoshi, Koopa, Goombas, everything. They were like, no, just leave this alone. This is good. Leave this alone. No, they're like, nah.
The
jump, huh?
Whatever.
Give them jump boots. Yeah, like everything Mario was like just torn apart. In that capacity, it's interesting to watch. But
excluding the Mario movie, the other movies that I can appreciate as a kid, the Batmans, the Turtles, or RoboCops, like these movies weren't really meant for kids. I mean, it was geared towards kids, but if you watch the movie,
I don't think RoboCop was geared towards kids.
I mean, there were toys.
There were toys.
After the fact.
One of the 6 movies for me was RoboCop 2. This is weird, guys. Did y'all just grow up with the same 6 movies here?
Yeah.
RoboCop 2 is violently rated R.
Yeah.
My parents didn't know.
The first one was violently rated
R. Oh, yeah.
They all were pretty
and I watched
that's what I'm saying to Ed. They specifically made RoboCop for adults, seeing as how it's rated R.
But I saw it as
satire.
And
I know.
Everyone
watched it.
Child's Play as a kid. It doesn't mean that it was meant for kids.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
A lot of these movies weren't meant. A lot of these movies. This is a different time, guys. This is.
That's what I'm saying.
Batman was made for kids, though. Wasn't it like PG-13 or whatever?
Batman.
Wait, what movie?
Batman was rated
PG. I thought.
Were there ratings back then?
PG. Yeah. PG. I think it was PG.
Yes. Yeah.
What about Returns? 13.
It has to be 13.
PG-13, I think.
Let me see.
So that's what I'm saying. See, those were rated PG-13, which they assumed was safe for children.
Mm-hmm.
RoboCop wasn't. They give you an R, so you can know that.
Well,
what you're getting into.
RoboCop was very specifically at a satire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Paul Verhoeven. It was a satire. It was not aimed at kids. It was making fun of things from an adult perspective. We just watched it as
kids loved it.
Yeah, it happened to be kids loved it.
Yeah, well, I just say kids that it was aimed for kids because there were like many toys. Like every time I would go to a Toys R Us,
the fact.
PG-13.
When they released it, there were no toys. When they got so popular with kids, Returns? They were like, let's do the.
Well, I didn't know that at the time, but I know as a kid, like I saw a lot of RoboCop toys, a lot of Turtles toys, whatever else was out there at the time. But I just appreciate that time because it seems like now, like things are very, very under a microscope. There are certain things you can't do, can't say.
Depends.
Yeah, it depends. But I just appreciate that time.
What's it called? Dark Knight Rises was very dark.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It depends. Some movies are still.
This
very,
is why
very
when
dark.
Last episode you guys were complaining that the Batman is not rated R.
I would love to see a rated R Batman movie.
No, but see, I won't because the thing is,
they won't make as much money.
No, it wouldn't make as much money, but we wouldn't gain anything from an R-rated Batman that we would have gotten from a PG-13 Batman. What do you want in an R-rated Batman that you wouldn't get from a PG-13 Batman?
I want a psychological mess.
You could get that in PG-13 Batman.
You can, but like I want to go like deeper.
Okay, what are you like? You want to watch like full frontal nudity? What do you want?
That's what Bandito. Like, really quick, Bandito Max says full penetration.
Full penetration.
Ed wants
NC-17 Batman.
He wants a casting couch. He wants
what?
He wants
a psychological nightmare.
Tell me what you want.
What the hell? Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like nothing that is like pushing, oh, we're rated R now, boobs. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like something that's
but that's what rated R is.
Yeah, rated R just violence or nudity.
Well, no,
it's just a fine line. You cross over it.
Well, no, that's not true. Well, PG-13.
Yeah, it is.
You can't swear that much.
You can. Now you can.
I thought you couldn't only swear.
You're allowed certain.
You could say fuck.
You're allowed certain words.
Shit. Yeah. But I thought you can only say it so many times before you get pushed to rated R.
Yeah, there is a counter, but if you're saying it too much,
there's sort of a counter, but it's messed up. The ratings board is all over the place.
It is all over.
It differs from movie to movie.
Yeah, I mean,
but PG-13 gets away with so much now. That's why most movies are rated PG-13 because you can get so much out of it.
But the thing is this, and this is, I mean, I'm not downplaying what Ed is saying, but the thing is, you want rated R. I don't know what you want in a rated R because like the Joker was rated R. Would you want something to that level?
Yeah,
he wants Batman to hang dong is what he wants.
Yeah. Well, we saw Batman. Well, good. That's a good point. Well, we saw Zack Snyder.
The bad condoms.
Remember? Yeah. We saw there was a comic or
close-ups on it
where Batman was giving oral sex to Catwoman, and that created an uproar.
Okay, I'm not saying
that was not in a comic book. That was something Zack Snyder tweeted.
DeviantArt.
No, he just tweeted.
No, it was supposed to be. No, it was supposed to be.
No, the source of that image is like a DeviantArt thing.
No, it was supposed to be.
I don't know what the source is.
Or is it actually one of the comics?
It's supposed to be in one of the series.
Huh.
I think.
There's.
Wasn't it?
No, I think it was.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
There's a lot of messed up stuff in the Batman comics, but that thing he tweeted was not from. I don't think it was from the comic.
So it was
some artist.
All right, look it up. He's looking it up. I know that
it's either fan art or it's official. It can't be either.
So this is what's supposed to happen. It was supposed to be in the Harley Quinn series, which is on HBO, rated R. By the way,
the
cartoon, DC blocked an inclusion. I didn't read the whole thing, but it was supposed to be from there. I'll read the whole thing. Okay.
I believe it's in the cartoon.
Okay, rather surprising revelation. Jeez, I'm sounding like Ed. The co-creator, I know. The co-creator of the rated R Harley Quinn animated series told Variety that DC blocked the inclusion of a scene from the upcoming third season of the show where Batman was going to perform oral sex on Catwoman. So this is an actual show that's going on. It was a scene that was supposed to be put in. But
it's an HBO Max TVMA show, though.
You see, I'm saying rated R, not TVMA. And when I'm saying rated R, I'm not saying. Okay, but what I'm saying is like the perfect example will be the solo Joker movie. That was rated R, and I think that was fantastic. That's what I want to see.
But what did you get out of it that was the R rating? What did you get out of it that they couldn't have done?
What as a studio? Why the hell would you want to make a rated R?
It's stupid. It's suicide.
Because I would love it to. I mean, the Joker did pretty
I know you would. I mean, as a studio, you want to recoup your money and make as much money as possible.
And I think it will make more. I think it'll make enough money.
Joker
did pretty well,
guys. This is the guy who thinks Microsoft spent $68 billion to keep Call of Duty on
That's
Xbox.
True.
Which now Microsoft has said.
Which now they said
on record now that they are going to keep the game open to all consoles indefinitely
to make it sound good, so they can get that deal fully locked in.
All right, guys, put your tinfoil hats on.
Jesus Christ, man! Wow.
All right, let's get back to Batman.
Let's not get down this road.
Anyways, I think the Joker is the perfect example of how I would like a rated R Batman movie. Perfect example.
But I don't see that.
I only think I could see if they made Batman more brutal. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, which we got in the Snyder. That was one of the most brutal. The warehouse fight sequence in Batman vs Superman is one of the coolest, but also like bloodthirsty, brutal beatdowns I've ever seen. One person give another person like. you would think that they all killed his parents, like the way he was going at him.
Yeah.
Warehouse scene
Yeah.
is so good.
It's the it is
He's so
literally
pissed off. He's
the
so pissed off that they took Martha in that scene that
yeah.
he just goes to town.
That is
Now-
the definitive Frank Miller.
That is the Batman that will scare you.
Yeah, that's the definitive Frank Miller, the epitome of Batman in his prime.
Yep.
The bruiser Batman. That
The Batman who's branding people.
Yeah,
That's a
he's literally-
PG-13 Batman.
He's literally
So
branding people.
you don't need to go R, my friend. You can get pretty close.
The thing is,
are.
he's branding people not because I just want them to be the Batman symbol on them. He knows that when these people are branded, when they go to prison, they are getting killed. He's purposely.
Oh yeah,
doing this.
he's
So,
branding them. Yes,
purposely to get killed. So this
He's
is
marking
Batman,
them.
This is the Batman that is not sitting here trying to play games. It's not Batman outside of him physically killing them himself. This is the Batman that's pretty much being judged during execution.
Yeah, this is like some dark ass themes, and you can get very, very dark in PG-13. That's why, and plus you make the money. That's the thing. Warner Brothers wants to make money.
If we had Bat Flick movie, like a true black, I keep on saying Black Flick.
Black Flick.
Black Flick.
Black Flick. If we had a Bat Flick movie where this was prior to Justice League,
Black Flick.
I mean, we should have a black Batman. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, they did have a black Punisher.
What's that to do with Batman? What's that to do with Batman?
I'm just saying they've done
just because
race
they
switching before.
Okay, just because they do race switch one time,
race swapping.
Yeah,
Are we talking about race swapping, guys?
Remember
that?
Remember that was a whole controversy.
Good times.
Yeah, it was great times.
That was like 10 episodes ago.
This was literally like last week.
Yeah.
but no, if they really made a Batfleck film that was prior to Justice League and it really showed the Batman in his primal form, that would have been. That's really what the Batman is coming.
You remember
the
when they were trying to put together ideas for what the Batfleck movie would be? There was a great idea about him, based off of Arkham Asylum, where he's trapped in Arkham, and you get to meet all his villains, like already done, already made. Like that's the Rogues Gallery has been assembled. This is a Batman.
Yeah, you don't have to introduce everyone.
You don't have to introduce them. You just like meet like Arkham Asylum, the movie.
Right.
I was so hyped for that. Like that Batman's Rogues Gallery would have been insane. That Batman's
absolutely
based on that stupid warehouse scene. Could you imagine what we would have seen?
Can you imagine that Bane, the Bane from that universe?
Oh my god, the fight!
He's just tearing people in half.
He would literally just rip people in half. He would have been the Joker. Yeah. He would have been like the equivalent of Juggernaut and Deadpool. Maybe it's not as big, but yes, this is that he would have been like couldn't fit through doors type of Bane.
Yeah,
that would have been amazing.
It would. I would love to see, and I know they kind of did this in Batman. Was it Begins? I think it was Batman Begins with Scarecrow. I would love to see a Scarecrow Batman solo movie on the same level as we've all played Arkham. Is it Arkham City, the first one? What's the first one? Arkham City or Arkham Asylum?
Asylum. Fake ass fan.
I'm more of a fan than you are.
City is the one where
do you remember
they shut down the whole city.
Yeah.
No, you're in Arkham for the whole time.
Arkham.
It's Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
Asylum.
So you do remember the part where Batman goes into the morgue and he sees his parents in the dead body bags, and then he goes into this whole mind trip. I would love to see something on that level in the Batman movie. That's psychological.
Sure, they can do that too.
But that game wasn't rated R. I mean, that game was
wasn't rated R. I'm just saying we'll have to see that on a rated R level.
We're talking about PG-13.
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it.
They had explosive inside of a guy's stomach.
Yes,
that blew up on a whole police department.
Are you saying the Dark Knight Returns was not dark enough for you?
The what?
He needs more
dark. The Dark Knight was not dark enough for you.
He needs dark. Lincoln Park.
I'm not saying it wasn't. The one.
No. Like, I mean, I don't know what you're after here.
Lincoln Park.
I want solo Joker dark. How about that?
Yeah, but I don't like the solo Joker movie. I'm not a fan of it. But
you're not a fan of it?
No, I thought it was boring. But
What you thought was boring?
The solo Joker movie.
The Todd Phillips Joker movie.
The solo Joker movie. It wasn't boring. It was just It was all psychological. I mean,
Yeah.
we're more used to when we seeing these bad guys. We're used to just seeing more action and so forth. I mean, when you think of Batman, you think of action. But the Joker movie was great in and of itself. Would I want that to be my origin story of my Joker for a Batman? Absolutely not. I prefer the Ledger Joker, where like every time I said the force of nature. I don't want to know too much about Joker. I just want him to be there.
I think that's what turned me off about it. I don't need to know that much. Yeah, I mean, I know. I respect people who like it. I look forward to rewatching. I haven't seen it since the theater. But yeah, it didn't really jive with me. But going back to the 89 and the 92 films, Penguin. That was truly some scenes that were scary. Like rewatching it now, there were some really gruesome, disgusting scenes, graphic deaths. Like when Penguin dies, it's such a graphic imagery. Like I'm like, how are we not?
Was it green blood?
How
are we not all scarred for life? Like what the maybe we are.
I don't know. Falls in the floor and like you can hear him like be rubbing up agaginst the floor as they're dragging him.
Yeah, and then as he's in the water and his face, he's going like sinking into the water.
Yeah.
Man, they spared no expense on that. Like,
I was sad when that happened. Sure. As a kid, when they did that, when the penguins like slowly like brought his body,
that he was planning to basically kill all the children.
Yeah, the children. He was going to toss them in radioactive waste.
Yes.
You know the theme with the Burton, the second one, was the animals. You know, you have Penguin, who's literally raised by penguins and a sideshow
in the circus.
And then you have Catwoman getting bit by cats and turned into a radioactive cat.
That's not what happened to her.
So it's crazy.
She got bitten by a radioactive cat.
Cats, and they all had rabies, and then all of a sudden, boom, she's deranged.
Has all the powers of a cat.
She can sew very, very poorly. So it was really weird. But honestly, out of all the villains, I would say in any Batman movie, Penguin's my top 3 easily. That is a really good representation. It takes Penguin outside of the typical Cobblepot that we see in other
gangster.
Yeah, the gangster, and he's just
makes him like a monster.
Yeah, he's just a fat guy, gangster. Yeah, pretty much. But
he's basically straight from like a comic book.
Yeah, and I love that because they take Burton took such a liberty with Penguin and made him into a monster that was being reintroduced into society. And kind of like the story of today, right? Like if you saw somebody like that in today's world, he would become a viral hit, right? Like you'll see him, he's on, the kid who blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. He's beat all odds, this, that, and the other. He eats raw fish. Oh, we love him because he's a viral hit. And then, I mean, granted, the way that he went downhill is just because he got a voice recording put on him talking about.
Yeah. As a child, I thought that was way more complex than it turned out to be.
Yeah, I thought
that crowd turned on him real fast.
Yeah.
A great line in that after that speech, a great line I never noticed is when he picks up the umbrella. Yeah, it's like, why do people always bring tomatoes to speeches?
Yeah.
It's just a stupid line that makes no sense. But like
where's the funny? Everybody in that whole damn crowd was pulling out heads, heads of cabbage.
They were very self-referential in the second movie.
It was, yeah.
They called out a bunch of things, yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was good.
It was such a great. Overall, Penguin was such a great representation of a bad guy, of a comic villain, instead of being the typical short little gangster who's called Penguin and just has penguins just for any unknown reason. Giving him giving him a true origin story, making him into an actual villain throughout the entire movie. I thought it was just awesome. I thought Tim Burton did an excellent job in. If I'm really excited, since we haven't seen a penguin in 30 some years now.
Yeah.
Now that we're going to see the Penguin again in the Batman, I'm really curious of how they're going to do it because we've seen the Joker done multiple times. We've seen like the Riddler, all these other characters that are kind of easy to do. Iceman's a little harder. They did him. We'll talk about that.
Iceman.
Yeah,
Mr.
he
Freeze
came from the X-Men over.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mr. Freeze. It's a crossover.
I'm thinking like Iceman. I'm just like,
what a leap.
Yeah, woo. Fake fan here.
Captain Cold.
Yeah, Captain Cold. Yeah, exactly. Jeez, what am I talking about?
You're not a fake fan. Don't be hard on yourself. All right. Let's reserve that.
Okay.
Let's reserve that criticism for Ed Underground.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, they took a really good, a really hard villain to do, and they made it great. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do in the Batman. So
yeah, I think it was a good taste of things to come. Yeah, man, what a wild ride those Tim Burton movies are. Shame we didn't get any more of them, but I think that we had the perfect two, and the flavor changed after that.
Yeah,
really, going in a different direction. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be talking about that very soon. So,
looking forward to it, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
The two after Burton. Wait, so we're going to watch
Freeze.
The Schumacher films will be the ones we will visit next. Forever and
do you know what killed the dinosaurs?
I saw Batman and Robin in theaters as a kid with a friend of mine. That's the first time I've ever walked out of theater. I thought it was so bad as a kid. If I knew it was bad as a kid,
such a liar.
No,
you did not walk out of the theater. You got up in the middle of the movie and walked out.
Yes,
just to get a refill.
Okay, as a kid, how old were you?
I was. What year did Batman?
1997 is Batman and Robin.
7
or 98. Sorry.
So I may have been
98.
Either maybe 12 or teenager at that time.
Well, let me see.
There is no way. There is no way. Yeah, you didn't have a car yet. No kidding.
I walked out. I did walk out.
I don't
know. What'd you do?
No, you did not.
I did walk out.
This is the guy. This is the guy, audience, who made us go to Dragon Ball Evolution and turned it around on us. That we took
it around.
No.
I do remember
this man did not walk out.
I do remember
this one.
You dragging everybody there to see Dragon Ball. And you
were super
hyped.
No, you didn't.
No,
I did.
Back in the day, people didn't walk out, especially kids.
Kids didn't walk out of Batman movies.
We didn't walk out.
No way, man.
Batman and Robin?
No.
I would not have walked out of Batman and Robin.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I knew it was bad, but I didn't.
I guess this what separates the fake fans from the real fans.
Okay, let's ask, what did you do after you walk out?
I called my parents and we all went home.
So you dragged your friend out with you?
Well, they didn't like it either. And we discussed within the movie theater, hey, you want to get out of here? This movie kind of sucks, bro. What are you gonna say, bro?
That sounds like
you've never.
That sounds like a great intro.
Never sounded any. Everyone here has known you for years.
You didn't know me.
You have never.
Batman and Robin
that sounds like a great intro to a gay porno. Hey man, what are you doing?
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. Man, this movie between Batman and Robin is really, man, it's really getting on my nerves.
Those nipples really got me going.
Let's get out of here. You want to come to my place and play some
All right,
movies?
well, let's talk about this when we watch that movie, and you can tell us exactly the moment where you walked out of there, which you are a liar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not lying, but all right.
Yeah, you're full of shit. I stop the cap. Stop the cap, Ed.
Nope.
Oh, you're
just because
lying.
I wear caps doesn't mean I'm capping.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Please end it. Okay, take us out.
All right, take us out, bitch.
Oh, do we want to rate these movies? No, right?
Oh, yeah, we should.
10 out of 10.
Do we want to rate them?
Yeah, let's rate them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
All right.
No, wait. Should we just wait for?
We will rank them. We will rank them.
Oh, rank them eventually. Okay, so let's rate them out of. Well, let's go with the first one.
I think we've already ranked them, didn't we?
That's true, but this could be with a fresh.
We've ranked
fresh
the Batmans, but yeah, this is a revised look at it. We could all give our individual list.
Okay, so for the first one, what would you give it out of 10 blurries?
For me,
God.
Yeah.
You see these glasses I'm wearing? They're dipped in nostalgia, baby. They're dipped. Where's my?
So 10, I'm assuming.
Oh my
God. Wow.
All right, for our
10
audio listeners,
10 blurries.
Dark Side is showing his nerdom by showing his batarang.
This is a replica batarang.
That you robbed from
just
my
like,
house.
Yeah, it's kind of floppy.
Dark Side looks like a mole ninja
like
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. What you? Okay, I'm sorry, Dark Side. What you rate?
He's just missing a ponytail.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to show you guys something. But yeah, the
10 blurries.
Yeah.
10?
1989 Batman, I would give it 10 sexually confusing blurries.
On the first one.
On the first
you
one.
know what's happening.
The first one. Okay.
10 out of 100. cool.
10 out of 100.
That's what you
10 out of 10.
You went 10 out of 10. Okay.
For me, as a kid, I would give the first one 11 out of 10.
No.
No. I'm saying I'm
Fuck
going.
you as a kid. We're talking about now as an adult.
He said, fuck you, kid.
Now,
Fuck you as a kid is what he said.
Yeah.
Now I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I said what I said.
Wow.
I'll
have
give it
spoken.
a
Controversial.
7 out of 10.
Wow. I would give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
Dang.
I'm sorry, man. And then the second one?
Returns.
It returns.
I
Returns.
would
Returns.
give it 10 even more sexually frustrated tight pants.
I thought you were gonna say something else crazy. I thought you were gonna say something else.
Well,
I thought you were gonna say 10 Bill Cosby pills.
Oh, you
Take-
said-
Cosby's.
Sweaters out of
I
Bill
should have been the
Cosby.
first one. Oh, well.
Take me out.
10 Cosby's.
I would give it an 8.5 for the second one.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Ed, what about you?
Yeah.
I will give the second one a 10 out of 10.
Jeez, you're so.
It's not
original.
it's not nostalgia. It's just it's better than the second.
Oh, it's not.
You know what? I'm it's
So you thought
I don't right there with that underground.
Amazing.
I said as a kid I didn't get any of other stuff they're talking about or doing. As an adult now, I see a lot of
there
cringy
are
stuff.
flaws, there are
No,
cringe quotes, there are clear wardrobe issues, but all of that is masked by my deep the smile on my face watching these movies is what it is.
I
I
said
love this
and
movie.
that's fine. You have nostalgia for it.
Yeah,
I agree.
and that's what I'm saying. I can cite that nostalgia. I'm
That's
being
fine.
blinded
but-
by nostalgia.
at least you're honest.
You're honest.
Yeah.
I'm being honest
What
too.
Ed's saying is that he saw him and now he understands the complexity of the movies.
This
now.
guy said he walked out of Batman and Robin. He's bullshitting.
I am not.
We know
What
this.
com-
I am not.
complexity.
Yeah, Batman and Robin. There's no way. It was a fun.
There's
Back in the
no
day,
way.
it was a fun movie. And
It was a fun movie as a kid.
back in the day, you watched it and you didn't know how bad it was until you watched it again.
no.
I knew
for
how
sure.
bad it was the first
Ed
time
was
watching it.
y'all don't realize.
Nobody believes you here, bud.
First off,
Nobody believes you.
I believe it. Y'all don't realize Ed was a Yahoo movie critic back in the day. He had
Oh my
at 12
God.
years old.
That's one
He
on the
had-
block.
Yeah, that's where his intellectual growth stopped at that point. But
False.
after-
But go on.
but before then, he was one of the top rated critics there. He knew all the complexities of a movie, and he said, "You know what? I'm not going to review it." And you know what? He does the exact same thing. I just realized
False.
something. Remember
False.
all the movies or shows we were supposed to watch, and Ed just quit, like episode 1.
What?
He's consistent.
Oh,
No,
he
and
is
I-
consistent.
and I
You're
watched the
right.
whole thing.
Wow.
He
I watched the
does.
whole thing.
Stop. Yeah.
I
I'm
watched the whole
sorry.
thing.
I've taken the tinfoil hat
Mhm.
off, then I put it back on, and I realized that Ed
Your
is
third eye has opened.
I am fully awake now. Ed when he doesn't like something, he just quits halfway through.
Interesting.
So
He's a
now
quitter.
I just
No,
think it was a
he's a
dumb
quitter.
movie.
he's a quitter.
I don't want to spend what was it? $10. I forgot the time.
That's
$7.
fine.
I forgot.
It was not
Wait,
$10
so
in
I forgot.
1997. You're a liar. God damn it.
I
You don't
don't
even
know
know
how
how
much
much.
I
Let's
paid
just skip
for
this.
it.
This is getting annoying. So,
All right, anyways,
Creamcast,
I
what
got
would you
something
give,
here to show you
Batman
guys.
Returns?
Batman, DC Comics has
Hold on.
done
Hey,
this.
hey,
Batman.
hey, bitch!
89.
I didn't give my rating yet. Shut the.
Anyways,
Okay.
this is
Wow.
This is Black History Month.
go ahead.
Thank you. Jeez.
Look, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Damn. Stop rushing me, dude.
I didn't do mine either.
No one cares about
Oh.
you.
You know what? Because you distracted us with your talk of.
No, you gave it a 10 out. You said a
It's
10 out of 10.
stupidity. It's
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you did 10 out of 10,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Go ahead.
See? Damn. I would give it a 7 out of 10.
That's it. That's all this hype was for.
Wow.
Man.
Show us your stupid ass comic book that you've already shown us.
Yeah, this fucking.
You know what?
No,
I
I showed
respect-
you guys off stream.
I
Did you?
respect
Okay.
the
Yes.
7 out of 10 more than a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
for Batman Returns. I
Yeah, no,
respect that way
that
more.
I
Hey,
do too.
whether
I
you
do
respect
too.
it or
I'm
not,
told you.
that's
I told
my
you. Mine
opinion,
is dripping
and
with
I'm sticking
nostalgia.
to
I
it.
can't. It's probably much less, but I can't say it.
Well, Ed thinks that the Batman it's the pinnacle best Batman there ever was. And
Nope. I
there's
did not
so
say
many
that.
glaring
Nope.
there's so many glaring flaws.
10
in
out
it.
of 10 is the best.
10 out
What
of
would
10
you
is the
put
best.
above 10 out of 10? Another one of the series.
11 out of 10.
And which is that? Which one? Batman.
Dark
How is that
Knight.
out of 10 then?
So your whole grading system is completely off.
No. Let's be fair. He can
11 out of 10 is not.
We're not ranking these. We're not ranking these. Not comparing. So if he's looking at the movie just as is, he can give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's bullshit because watching it back then, sure, you gave it a 10 out of 10. Watching it now,
I give it a 10 out of 10 back in the day.
Back in the day, yes, it was the perfect Batman film.
That's how I feel about the movie. That's my opinion.
That's fine.
It is your opinion.
You can think, it's opinion. It's wrong.
As stupid as it is, it is
wrong.
Jeez.
To you guys, right to me.
It's wrong, baby. All right, Darkseid, show us your 89.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, DC Comics has released a 6-issue Batman 1989 continuation series. The art style is pretty much Michael Keaton drawn here, same costume. It takes place right after the Return series ends. So Marlon Wayans is in this. Nice. Billy D. Williams is in this. And it references Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman is in this. So it references a lot of stuff that may have possibly happened in that universe after we stopped watching it. But I thought it was cool.
He was such a wasted opportunity for a Two-Face. He really was. He could have been. It could have been really cool. Granted, I mean, for what it was back in the day, would they have given him justice? I don't know. But I could see a lot of possibility with that.
I think it was pretty.
Seeing
bold.
how the trend was going.
So yeah, at that time in 1989, to be like, all right, Harvey Dent's black, and that's a kind of woke today kind of move. But like in 1989, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Someone do that.
It would have been cool. No, but I'm saying they would have done it justice because we saw that it was leaning darker. The Batman movies were leaning darker. Mm-hmm. So maybe if Tim Burton had done a third one, it would have been just as dark or darker.
Yeah, can you imagine a Tim Burton Two-Face? What grotesque monstrosity we would have witnessed.
Yeah. that would have been cool. Only thing I would have not liked about it is probably just the limitations on what special effects were at the time. But but to be fair, it could have been good because I mean, if it would have came out, let's say 99, or it came out 99 2000. I mean, at the same time the Matrix came out, and we're all blown away by that. So it could have done something good. I take that back.
Yeah, I think they could have done something good. Now let me like for Tim Burton. What is the villain you would have wanted to see Burton's take on?
Scarecrow.
That we never got to see. Scarecrow?
For sure.
Scarecrow. Oh, yeah. I would love to see Scarecrow.
Because that would have allowed him on those weird trips where he's poisoned. Yeah. The creativity. I would have liked to seen what he came up with.
You know, I was thinking Clayface would have been really with Burton, through Burton's lens, would have been an interesting.
Clayface is cool, but if they were trying to ground it in more sort of realistic, non-supernatural beings,
well, in the Burton world,
Scarecrow would have made the most sense.
Scarecrow, that because I just get the vibes of like
the visuals,
the visuals like nightmarish like scenes and how he could have warped the.
And it
scenery.
fits into the gothic theme too.
Yeah,
the Scarecrow, you can make him definitely fit into the gothic theme.
Yeah,
sure.
So I think that
would have been great.
That would have been great. And you never know. Hey, Tim Burton could still do something, could pull something off.
No, he sucks now. He absolutely sucks now.
You think so?
Yeah, his movies are horrible.
Tim Burton's horrible now. Yes.
Yeah. What was the last one? Last one I saw was one with
Alice in Wonderland Disney sequel or whatever that is. He makes garbage now. He doesn't make good shit.
No, I think
Dumbo. It's bad.
Last one I saw was it
Frankenweenie's old.
Yeah.
No, not his animated stuff. His like live action stuff. He's not good.
Yeah,
he's lost his charm.
Yeah, I haven't seen
even the animated stuff. Nightmare wasn't really directed by Tim Burton.
It was produced by him, right? It was
by him,
produced and like inspired by him.
Inspired by him, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I guess. I mean, this is just one series closer to one episode closer to the Batman. So looking forward to that.
Are you dropping the latest beat, Ed, or are you remixing? What the hell are you doing with your headphones?
I think his audio is not working. Yeah, we can't even hear him.
Oh,
I got multiple things going on in the background.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We've been recording for a little while. We've beat Batman down, especially the Burton ones. Looking forward to the Schumacher ones next week or when we get to them. But we'll see. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and just any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Boba finale sucked.
Ooh, teaser.
Wow. I'm not gonna say
Check us out.
Interesting.
Well, you can go
Interesting.
I did actually watch all the Bobas now, and I hate you guys because you guys spoiled so much for me.
Well,
You told us to spoil
No.
it.
I'm saying no. I'm talking about you spoiled and how good those episodes were. I didn't realize.
Oh, those two?
Oh, we
Those
had
two.
them up too much.
Damn. Jeez, I'm not gonna lie. After the first episode, I legitimately had goosebumps because the episode was so good. And I saw the second one.
God, it was
I was
so
like,
good.
how can you get even better?
Yeah.
The second one was so good. And we didn't even see Mando for a good portion of it. I'm like, this is just so
how
good.
it ends, the cliffhanger, like a terrorism attack.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
And then what do we get back to? Same old shit.
Oh, the same crap.
But we'll save it.
Yeah, let's save it for next week.
The next week, because I really want to talk about it. And then we got Peacemaker as well. But man, I hate you guys. I watched that. Oh my god, that was such a good. God, so much
it was heading so well. They took you high.
I mean, high
and drop you right back down.
I was
the giant drop.
I was
right onto your head.
I went into space. I was so happy. I'm like, life is so good. And I'm like, man, I hope all the episods are like this. And I'm so excited for Mando.
Yeah.
And then
me and Grogu were just in space chilling.
Yeah, me and Grogu were just vibing, man. And then but we're not gonna spoil the last episode for you guys.
Yeah, let's not
watch it for you yourself.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
All right, Ed. Other than that, take us out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 35 of the Blrd podcast. You can find us on all major platforms and live on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast. Also follow us on Instagram by the same name. Until next time, have a good one. Catch you later.
Blur you later.
Ed talked about the Instagram. Like,
yeah, you got to promote.
Do you have, I'm surprised you have time because you've always, been promoting your other groups, not us. So
I haven't promoted the other groups. I just promoted my own thing.
Stand up for a second. What do you have on? What
I'm gonna beat you to death if that's what you're wearing.
Ed, come on, Ed,
come on.
Ed,
Let me see those titties.
Yeah,
come on,
Ed, what do you have on right now?
Stand up, you son of a bitch. Stand up. Come on, do it for the OnlyFans.
I did stand up.
And he's too weak. He's too weak to stand up.
All right. Well, anyways, we're out of here.
Yeah, see ya.
Blur you later.